everyone. Welcome to the next session of the Free League Showcase. This time, we've got an amazing group to play Things from the Flood. It is it takes place in an alternate 90s. It's a little more darker. These folks are going to be playing some teens. And GMing this session is the one and only Anjuli.
Hey everyone! Hello.
You did such an amazing job with the kids with the Tales from the Loop session during Virtually Expo that when we were looking for content for the Free League Showcase, I emailed Anna and said, "Is there any way we can make this happen with Things from the Flood again, and have you on again?" And so I'm really excited to have you back on and this showcase this game.
Yay! I'm really excited. This will be my first time GMing this darker 90s setting.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm very excited. So excited I can't speak. But yes, we'll notice that we have a couple of people from the Recycled Boy, the Virtually Expo game, and a couple of new faces for it. I'm very excited.
We do. Well, I just want to say thank you to everybody that is making this possible. Thank you to everybody that's tuning in. If you are a fan of Things from the Flood, hit that like button down below, subscribe, all that jazz. I gotta say when I do YouTube content, but really appreciate everybody that's making this Free League Showcase possible. I'm just going to go behind the screen. If you need me, just give me a holler. I've got some maps and some other illustrations. So just if you need anything, just say, "Doug, can I get this?" And I'll throw it up on screen.
Woo!
All right. Everybody have a great
scary
session.
baby faces, this one.
No, I can't. I'm not going to put any scary robot baby faces up. All right.
Right. Okay. Woo! We're here. So, Things from the Flood. It's a little bit darker than your Tales from the Loop 80s vibe. It's the 90s. It's the Spice Girls, but like in a darker kind of way, rather than
Dark Spice Girls.
That's not what I really wanted.
Not what you really want.
I'm sold.
No.
I'm sold.
Yeah, they're all scary spice.
Straight up, I'm into
Oh,
it.
that's true. That's fine. I'm down with that.
Right. Okay. So, before we get into who your teams are, I'm going to set the scene for this one. Just to let everyone at home know what the mystery is. It's going to be a bit meta for you guys. Because you're going to know in the back of your mind the things that are going on, but your teens themselves won't know them straight up. So it's nighttime. It's a Monday, and you can see. If you imagine this is like you're watching a TV show, there are 4 kids walking through the woods. They have with them their backpacks and their sort of flashlights and things. They are ready for an adventure, ready to solve a mystery, much like your kids were in the 80s. And they are moving through the forest, sort of messing about, elbowing each other, just being kids, having fun in the dark, going out adventuring. And they seem to know where they're going, and they go and sit on a sort of a cliff edge and start looking out over a beach below and the sea. And they're sitting there a long time and nothing is happening. And you can see they're starting to get bored, starting to bicker with each other a little bit. And as they start pushing each other, you just see these little flashes of light in the sky through the trees, and their attention is immediately caught. One of them pulls out a device, looks very scientific. It's got whirly bits on it, and she looks very, very excited by what she's reading on this device. So the kids all get up and they start running down towards the beach. And just as they get to the beach, there is this huge, bright flash of light. And once it goes dark again, it takes a while for their eyes sort of adjust to what's just gone on. But they can see in the sand is a lady, in about her 40s, late 40s. The sand all around her has turned to black glass. And she is smoking like she's been on fire. The kids sort of stare at her for a while. One of them is going around with this contraption, and one of them pokes this lady with a big stick. And as she rolls over and stands up, she has these tattoos all over her arms and legs, like that look like scrawls, like writing, all over her. And she looks at the 4 children, looks sort of down at her arms and looks at the landscape and just says, "Oh, yes, yes, you'll do nicely." And that's where that scene is going to end there. So that was on Monday. It is now Saturday, and the 4 of you are hanging out at the place that you normally hang together, probably somewhere where you won't accidentally bump into other people at school who might see you all together. And you're looking over a newspaper article. Before we have a look at the article, though, do you want to tell everyone who you are and why you hang out with the other people? Let's start with Jessica.
Okay, so Jessica, she looks quite well dressed, very well sort of groomed in terms of like haircuts just right, nails are probably very well painted. You know, the backpack or that she has is not at all sort of scuffed, and it will never be put on the floor. It's always, if it has to sit on her lap, it will, but it goes on the table, that kind of stuff. Everything she has is very neat and tidy. I'm not sure because I this is the first time that we've kind of got together with these other folks, but I guess she's feigning sort of indifference, like, oh, of course I'll hang out with you guys. But really, we know she doesn't have many options with whom to hang out with, possibly because she is not that, well, she's very charming, but it's not always the genuine sort of charm kind of thing. And her other option would be to be at home, which she does not want to do.
That makes sense. Right, Frederick then.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit about Frederick before as well, so that just to jog people's memories.
Sure. Frederick was the kind of archetype when he was a younger teen, when he was 13 or so, was the kind of archetypal sporty kid. He was captain of the soccer team. He was good looking, well built, popular, very kind of sporty, very confident, quite out there. Kind of well known around school. Then something obviously went wrong in his life, probably a few years ago. He's 18 and pissed off with it. He's 18 and angry. He is now he's quit the soccer team. He's not done that for several years. I mean, he's still a big lad. If anything, he's considerably bigger than he kind of used to be. But he has quit the soccer team. He's stopped. He's kind of given up all his popularity in school, gone a bit off the rails. He started cutting a lot of school. Actually, he kind of cuts more school than he goes to these days, and he's often kind of seen smoking behind the bike sheds, or there's rumors going round that he deals drugs in school, that sort of thing. Really not great kind of stuff. He's kind of grown his hair out. He's still kind of this kind of reddish strawberry blonde, but he's grown it out, and he kind of ties it back in a ponytail with a savage undercut. He hangs around in like a kind of really ratty, like check flannel shirt over, one of those Nirvana shirts with the smiley face with the kind of crossed eyes, jeans, Doc Martens. He, got Doc Martens with the toes nearly kind of kicked out of them. Frederick doesn't have many friends anymore. he's kind of he's alienated a lot of his friends, and I mean this group of kids in many ways they're kind of the only people who hang out with him. He's occasionally seen with the stoner trashy kids, but it's pretty clear most of them are kind of afraid of him. They're not actually his friends. They're mostly just kind of scared of him, and they hang around because he might have pot. So yeah, Frederick's gone a bit wrong.
And Linda, so yeah, you've been friends with Frederick for a long time.
I used to know Frederick. We were part of the same gang back in school, and I always had a bit of a secret crush on him. But now things are a little bit more confusing. Back in the day, my brother had died, so my parents just spent all their time thinking about him and ignoring me. They got a little shrine with a picture and candles. So I just spend my time hanging out at the sort of cyber cafe record shop where the cool kids go, but I'm always on the edge of the crowd. So Linda's quite a tall girl and would be quite pretty, but she's always hunched over with a black hoodie. So she's sort of a bit of a lone wolf. Doesn't really get involved in the others, but she kind of misses the days when they'd go off exploring and looking looking for adventures and mysteries to solve. So she's maybe it's time that she reconnected with people.
And Lucas, you are also new to the group, as it were.
Yeah, so Lucas is in his late teens, and I decided to revert to type a little bit. He's a rocker. He spends quite a lot of time in the record shop, and I think he probably eventually managed to nag the owner into letting him have a weekend job there, but he's probably getting paid way lower than anyone else. So he probably has a bit of a relationship with Frederick, in that they actually have one or two bands that they can actually agree on, even though there's probably a huge amount of diversity and disagreement. Like maybe they both actually kind of agree that Nirvana are good, and Lucas reluctantly admits that, but it's not really his sort of thing. And he's probably also seen Linda hanging around as a result of that. He does not get on very well with the folks at home, so he will do pretty much anything he can to spend time not there. But at the same time, he seems to get the impression that Frederick and Linda have had some interesting times over the last couple of years. He's heard little bits of stories and has gone, yeah, that sounds a lot better than being conscripted, which seems to be what's about to happen.
How do you feel about Jessica being in the group then? Because obviously she is the least sort of like you in that way.
Yeah.
She's not the lone wolf. She's not the street kid.
Lucas actually, he's pretty high on empathy, and kind of feels that music is this way for everyone to join together, and you just need to find the right rhythm. So he's kind of accepting of it, provided that she's not going to cause a disharmony, should we put it that way?
Now, when you were kids, you used to have a hideout, which was your friend Maria's treehouse in her garden. You're teens now. You don't really have a hideout. Where do you think the four of you would hang out together? If you were, had some juicy gossip, some mystery to be solving that you needed to all get together, where would be a good place?
I've got one. Frederick's got a little lockup storage that was his dad's, and as far as he knows, his dad's still never stopped kind of paying the rent. He's probably forgotten to stop paying the rental on it. But yeah, so he's just got this. He's somehow got hold of the keys probably a few years ago. So yeah, Frederick's got this basically concrete floored, kind of empty small garage sized, like single car sized lockup, like roller door. And just probably fitted it out with some posters on the walls, a couple of some turned over crates and stuff for crap furniture, a couple of ashtrays, that sort of thing.
Lava lamps.
Well, there's probably
fairy
not
lights.
there's probably not any power. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
Box.
I mean, it's a 90s. It's a 90s teen film, isn't it? Yeah, we've got there's a couple of stolen car batteries with unlikely, well arranged kind of fairy lights and stuff around the place. Looks great. Seems a little out of keeping with Frederick, but there you go.
Yeah, probably every now and then I'll come over and I'll have another band poster for a band that you just don't like, and I'll be like, "Come on, they're really cool. Yeah, they're really rocking. You just got to try it."
I figure actually Frederick doesn't know that much about music. He never was never one of his interests.
Yeah.
But he kind of relies on Lucas to know who's cool, so he can drop it.
The secret being that although Lucas works in a record shop, he ignores almost everything that's there.
Yep.
He's got 3 CDs on his Discman, and they're constantly changing, and probably 2 of them aren't even rock.
Yeah, so basically, Frederick and Lucas just both talk about Soundgarden all the time, and neither of them has a clue who they are.
But that CD looks so amazing.
Yeah,
that cover.
We both talk about how great it is. Neither of us to listen to it.
I love that.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to say, Jessica, you have seen an article in the local newspaper, which I've put up for us in Roll20. But Doug, if you're available to put it on the screen as well, so everyone else can have a quick look at it as well. Now, this sort of caught your attention. It looks like it happened on a Monday, and you think there's definitely some sort of mystery involved in this that maybe the group could maybe have a look at. So do you want to tell them, you can see the
what were you looking for, Anjuli? I'm sorry.
the missing girl article on page something.
I thought I pulled all the graphics that I needed and I didn't. 175, you said?
Yeah, 175.
All right, I will get that up for you in just a second.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So you found this article. So you've sort of everyone's been called together at Frederick's lockup because you think this might be of some interest to the group.
Okay, so I will sort of. It's a nicely folded newspaper. Obviously, even though it's been in my backpack and probably dragged around for most of the day, as I have avoided whatever it is I get up to when I'm not with these folks. I'll bring it out and say, look, do any of you remember Metty? She used to hang around with a couple of other little kids her age. Did any of you or any of you remember her?
I don't hang around with little kids.
I will say
She might have been a
Metty
friend
is
of-
Lisa's sister. So,
Whose sister?
Because
Sorry?
I heard
Lisa's
she was she was a friend of Lisa's, wasn't she? She used to hang around in the playground. I'm sure we've seen her.
Look,
They had a little gang. It was just like we used to be back in those days. You know, they'd be off in the woods with their backpacks on and torches. But it sounds like something really odd's happened.
Is that Lisa Carlgren? No, it's her little sister. Well, her sister, I can't remember how old, but no, I think she's got a sister, Meta.
yes. She
went
came
missing.
back. I don't know what happened to her, but she's now mute. Something terrible. Her friends have been lost. I think if we don't at least talk to some folks and have a look around, well, this is just going to be another lost kid case.
I think we need to do something. It's I think we can't trust the adults to do anything.
Well, they've already decided that they've run away to Stockholm, which is just
Yeah, Stockholm's real far. Like, how would they get there? I mean, bunch of little kids.
Yeah, there's
What are we
too
gonna
many
do?
too many weird things going on.
So, I mean, if we've got nothing better to do for the weekend,
I mean, I was going to go to that concert, but I could blow it off. I it doesn't matter. I mean, I'm probably
it's not a
too
push.
cool. Probably too cool for it anyway. I mean, I was
It wasn't a very good
definitely going to go.
concert. Oh.
I was definitely going to go to a concert. Yeah, I mean,
I,
it's not like I'm a loser. I have plans, but we could do this. That's okay. We could do that. We could do this instead.
Yeah, I'm
kid.
supposed to be working.
Do you really though?
Yeah.
And what's this UFO society? That sounds odd. That's why would a police officer be in the UFO society?
And
I think
Julie,
we need to find out more about what that is.
could I say I know Officer Ing-Marie Blackhang because she's arrested me?
Yes.
Okay.
she's no longer a police officer, but yes, definitely.
Okay.
A few years ago. Yeah.
Yep. I know. I know her, Officer Blackhang. Yeah, she busted me a couple of years back. Like she's
a bit
nerd.
odd. Yeah,
she's a real nerd. Like not like a regular cop at all. I mean, we could go talk to her. I mean, if you start talking nerd stuff at her, she won't shut up. Trust me.
You're really selling it. Can we just stay here and like listen to Soundgarden?
I mean, that would be cool, obviously.
No, yeah. But if we were those kids, if we'd gone missing 5 years ago when we used to go out in the woods, we'd want somebody else to come and look for us. I think.
Yeah.
I think we owe it to those kids to see if we can find them.
Lisa's all right as well.
Maybe we should go and speak to Lisa as well. See if she knows what Meti was up to.
Well, at least we can try and give her some, some support. I mean, must be tough.
Yeah. I mean, I know what it's like when your sibling suddenly is not there anymore.
Jessica, you know that Lisa and Mete's house is their family is it's like all of your houses. It's not a great household to be living in. Her father was laid off from the Loop after the floods, and when it was taken over by the Crafter Corp, he sort of got super depressed, couldn't handle being out of work anymore, and his new wife is a bit of a heavy drinker and doesn't like him being at home as much as he is. There's a lot of arguments in that household. It's not a happy home.
Okay, so listen, if we're going to go there, maybe let's just swing by a shop, pick up some, I don't know what kids read. I was never into like comics and stuff, but pick up some things for them. At least that'll give us a way to get past the grown-ups, and let's have a chat with Lisa and her little sister.
I mean, okay, we could go. We could go and see them, I guess. Sure.
Let's take some chocolate, some candy. Kids always love that, right?
Yeah.
Little kids love that stuff.
One of those teen pop magazines, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
No. Oh.
Spice Girls are cool, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. I agree. 100%.
Dude, no. Dude, no. No.
So we'll stop at the shop. I'm picking up Kerrang and Metal Hammer. I've probably not actually ever read either of them. But there is a CD on the front.
You've got a couple of smash hits shoved inside the Metal Hammer.
Yeah.
Those were the days. Look in.
But yeah, I would like to purchase some form of sweets, for preference sherbet dib dabs, but I appreciate we might be in the
Haribo.
I'll allow
different
it.
loop, different place than we my 90s child would have been.
I mean, if we're disallowing sherbet dib dabs, I'm out.
Oh, okay, cool, good.
Simple as
I agree with you there.
I'm done here.
Yeah,
Right, so
you can have as many of those as you like. Yeah.
pick up a bunch of sherbet dib dabs and some form of magazine that I think a 13-year-old girl will enjoy, and very reluctantly, or at least try not to let everybody else see that I'm paying for it, with a very crisp, very clean, high denomination note kind of thing, like kind of
Excellent.
sort of.
I will make a note.
Yeah, sort of rather than the average teen scrabbling through the like sort of thing. And let's head to go and see Lisa and Mette.
Excellent. So as you're walking there, it's very familiar. Sort of the town that you live in isn't very big, and you sort of know most of the roads, most of the places. As you are walking past the park, as you walk past one tree, all the leaves fall off of it. It's weird, but you just carry on as you do.
Early this year.
And
That was cool.
one of the as you see someone walking on the other side of the road, their t-shirt changes color as you walk past them.
There's global hypercolor. That's so cool.
Yeah. Those are those things that change color when they get hot or whatever. Yeah,
they come in bright neon
about
and
how
bright
disgusting
neon.
that is. Like, that means he must have sweated and been hot.
No, it's the 90s. They're just cool.
Yeah,
But no.
it's cool.
But no. I mean, there are only two colors that the t-shirt should come in.
Yep.
Black and dark gray. And the dark gray one was black.
I will shake my head and continue to walk maybe 2 or 3 paces ahead of these folks.
That's smart. I would agree that's a good idea. So you make your way towards Lisa and Mette's house. It's sort of used to be a bungalow, and it's had an extra floor sort of built onto it, sort of like making some sort of like attic conversion. It looks very run down. The paint is sort of coming off of the outside. There is a porch, and you can see that Kurt, Lisa's father, and Ulla, their stepmother, are both sort of having a bit of an argument. Not an argument, just a very heated discussion on the porch, both with a drink in hand. And you can see to the side a rather large German Shepherd as well, on a chain. And it, as you walk up, it sort of gets up and starts growling, which means that the parents are alerted to you as you approach, and they sort of stop their talking, and they both sort of stand and look at you, and they don't look pleased to see you. What do you like to do?
Can I pull from my pocket like a pepperoni, something like that, and just offer the back of my hand to the dog and some food?
It will
just kind of as a gesture of not a threat.
Please don't hurt me. Sure. Roll. Do you want to make the first roll of the evening? What can we do? Some sort of charm, maybe.
Charm,
yeah.
Okay, let's give that a go. Hang on. How do we do?
Yeah, 1 success. Nice.
Nice.
So yeah, you sort of have some of this pepperami in your hands. I really want a pepperami now.
For our American viewers, it's like a pepperoni stick in a pre-packaged, not particularly healthy kind of way.
Yeah. That
Got
greasy,
pocket fluff
spicy goodness.
Yeah. Allegedly, it's a meat product, but no one's really too sure.
Which meat?
Well, that's the question. It's like cafeteria mysterious.
Definitely do not ask that question.
We can ask it, we'll just never get an answer. No, I mean, to be fair, other products exist. They're fine.
and the dog will sort of walk up to you a little bit apprehensive. You get the feeling that this dog isn't used to being treated well.
Yeah.
And it sort of snuffles down the pepperoni, and then quickly like runs back to where it was, like afraid that you're gonna hit it or something. It's not a happy puppy.
I'll now I'll drop to kind of one knee so that I'm kind of at the same height as the dog, and I'll just have my hand out just to the back so that it can come and sniff my hand if it wants to.
Okay.
You can see that there's nothing to kind of grab onto, and I'm not threatening it, and I'm going to mostly engage with this animal just to kind of
Okay.
suppress
everyone
any
else
sort of threat.
Frederick's bristling. Like from the second they we kind of walked up on this house with the argument going on the porch, Frederick's just like hackles up. He just like is kind of alternately looking like, you know, daggers at the couple on the porch and looking at his own feet, kind of, you know, midway between fight and flight. He just really does not look, you know, super comfortable right now. But he's obviously
the other half of the pepperoni.
he's kind of. He just he kind of sneers at you. Actually, he just kind of, you know, piss off. Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that.
Cool.
I don't want that crap. You know, like probably like folds his arms, very defensive. You know,
Usual reaction to a pepperoni, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
And Jessica and Linda, what are you up to?
Okay, Linda's going to be hang back a bit and put her hood up and sort of maybe start to see if she can sneak around the side of the house while the parents are looking at the others and the dog.
Okay.
Just
Make
to
for me.
maybe there's something going on.
Yeah, make for me a sneak. You try and
A sneak, and I'm going to use my iconic black hoodie to hide in the shadows.
Blend in.
Rats. No, I trip over the bins and make rather a lot of noise.
Oh no. Yeah, as you do so, and make quite a bit of noise. So you see that Kurt starts to make his way down the steps of the porch, and he's like, What are you doing here? Who are you? We don't need no trouble. Who's that sneaking over there trying to get into our house? Who are you? I don't recognize you.
I'll hold up the magazine, and like I guess it's in a paper bag or something. Goes, no, we're here from school. We're part of the community outreach. We know that Lisa must be having a hard time, and the school doesn't want any grades to suffer from this. So we're part of the student body that comes out and just kind of makes everybody a little bit more at ease.
Lisa's fine. She's in the house. She's in the kitchen. She's making the dinner. She's absolutely fine.
Yes, but these are free. And I push forward the magazine and the sweets kind of thing.
Make for me a charm. And I'm going to let you have a +1 bonus on this because the dog is distracted and you've brought free stuff.
I am gonna immediately push that.
Yes.
I'm a little bit. I can't remember the different conditions on flood.
Conditions are upset, scared, exhausted.
So maybe I'm a little scared by this dude being in my face about it.
He's a mean dude.
And there we go. 4 successes.
Whoa!
As I back off. These are free, sort of thing.
And he sort of comes up to you. You can smell the alcohol on him, like he's been drinking a lot. And it's not late in the day.
Mm-hmm.
He will sort of grab the magazine off you, and he'll grab the sweets. And be like, Ula, you can read this trash. And he like throws it like at her. And she sort of jumps out the way a little bit. And he's like, well, she's, as I said, Lisa's in the kitchen. You'll go straight to that kitchen. I'm going to be watching you. to the kitchen and nowhere else.
No, just to where Lisa is. Just there.
Okay.
And
he opens a dip dab and starts like eating it.
yeah. It's like, wrong
What is it?
person.
Yeah, so he will let you go along into the kitchen area. So when you go through the front door, the kitchen is immediately to your right and the door is open. There's also a hallway with a staircase going up.
Mhm.
The hallway leads into the bigger living room, and there's a bedroom to one side as well as a downstairs bathroom. So it is designed to be a bungalow, but you can see that they built a staircase and a sort of an upstairs to it as well. But yeah, as you look through, you can see that Lisa, her skin is like quite white and her eyes are really red and her hair is like in this big like scuffy bun, and she's trying to peel the carrots and you can see that she's been crying, and she hasn't actually noticed you at all. She's got the music up quite loud, trying to drown out the argument that was going on the porch.
Frederick's going to be following Jessica in. He's going to probably might just walk a little too close to the dad there, and just give him a bit of a dead eye.
Okay.
You know, just a bit too close. And Frederick's 6 foot now, like still sporty. You know, still like he's probably put on more weight if anything. So he's a big boy. But yeah, he doesn't. You know, I was just for a moment, just square up to this guy, give him a bit of a dead eye, and then just pass on in Jesse's wake.
And you do see that when you do this, like he does seem a little intimidated. Like he's okay yelling at teenage
Little
girls,
kids, and yeah.
When someone actually squares up to him,
calls him on it, yeah.
And
he's a bully.
Sort of
We know what they're like.
Yeah. Linda, you going in, and Lucas, what are you?
We'll
Sure.
follow in.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to sort of take in what's around in the living room. What state it's in? Is it tidy? Is it a mess? How are these parents taking the situation?
The whole place is a mess. It smells of dried cigarette like smoke, and it's not a well put together house. And you can see that like there's quite a lot of washing up that's still been left, and you can see that a lot of it seems to sort of land on Lisa's plate to keep it tidy, and she just can't on her own. It doesn't. It's not.
So I'll immediately say, I'll give you a hand with that. I'll make a start on the washing up. I'll run a sink hot water and just go on.
I'll actually come over with. I'll come over with you, Linda, and I'll start helping.
And Lisa sort of jumps when because she hasn't actually noticed they are there, and all of a sudden you're standing next to her doing the washing up, and she gives a yelp and sort of looks at you all, sort of vaguely recognizing you, but yeah, you can see that she's been crying a lot. Like her eyes are like bright red, and she's obviously been rubbing her face. She's got like blotches, and she sees Jessica. She's like, "Oh, Jess, sorry about the mess. We've parents have been really busy this week. She's trying to like stand in a way to try and hide the mess, but you can't. There's just so much.
There's so much of it. I will. I'll look at her and say, that happens. Parents are often, and just don't finish the sentence.
Yeah.
How's things?
Not great. I don't know if you see the paper. Mette went missing on Monday. She was found yesterday, but she's like, you can see she's like trying to hold it together here, and she said she's not herself. She she won't talk. She just stares at the ceiling. She's up in her bedroom, and no one can get her to talk. And mum and dad they're just yelling at each other, and I don't know what to do. I'm trying to make the dinner now, and I just want her to eat something. But she's
Sure, but
How
Dib
does
Dabs,
it look like?
she'll eat those.
How does it look like the food is going? Is it?
the
it, like,
food
nearly
looks
ready?
very
Or is it?
yeah, so it looks like she's just making some sort of soup. It's just some carrots and some broth and some potatoes in there. It doesn't look like it's a great meal, but it's what she can put together with the very little that's in the fridge. Yeah, it's just on the stove boiling. She's just cutting up more things and throwing them in and giving it a stir.
Well, this looks nearly done. How about does she eat downstairs? Do we have to take it up to her? What's the?
Oh, yeah, I'll have to take it up to her. She hasn't left her bed since she was the police brought her back yesterday.
Where did they find her?
I'm not sure that they didn't say anything to me, and she won't say anything to me.
Let's have a look at this soup, and I'll head over to the cooker with her for a moment to sort of not touch it, put my hands on it, but look, like it looks like food, I guess, kind of thing.
Yeah, it looks. Yeah, we haven't had a chance to go to the shops. Yeah. So yeah, it's a vegetable soup. I think it'll be okay.
Looks fine. I will go to my backpack. There's probably some sort of makeup pouch or something in here, full of stupidly overpriced products that do exactly the same as anything else. There you go. That was my makeup rant there. And I'll take it out and I'll say, well, why don't we? Yeah, it's been a difficult day. Why don't we? And I'll just sort of gesture like, do you want some help? And then Linda could take some soup up to Betty.
While this is going on, Frederick leaves the room, leaves the kitchen.
Okay.
But yeah, that's my kind of thing. I want to distract Lisa.
Yep.
Yeah,
so
going
she's
upstairs.
I can take the soup.
Everybody else.
Going upstairs.
Before you go upstairs, my iconic item, which seems to not keep saving on my character sheet, so apologies for that and the behind the scenes, is a CD wallet, and it's full of all different CDs
that you've never listened to.
Most of them I've never listened to. The ones that I have listened to include this one, which is I hold up a Now That's What I Call Music 1994. And I just pass that over and say, see if that'll cheer her up a little bit.
Oh.
I sort of look at it. Oh, all right. So just trail off upstairs,
Yeah, Lisa will sort of like smush some stuff away from the table and try and make a little space and quickly clean the seat before she offers it to you, and she sort of sits down. She's like, it's so nice of you to come over and to check on me. She's not doing well, and it's been very stressful.
It's got to have been a little bit of a difficult time, and I'll just start bad makeup of the 90s makeover session for
white eyeliner.
Yeah, that kind of stuff going on.
Blue eyeshadow.
Yeah, really draw the eyebrows that could never possibly, and just doing that just to kind of at
Might
least
have never grown back after all the plucking.
at least make Lisa feel less crap in that sort of the way that Jessica, or paint over them as the upset, if you will.
Yeah.
So she's got a bit of a mask on, and just engage in I guess like tiny small talk of
Yeah.
like, oh, have you seen this? This is from so and so. Have you seen this in What's It magazine? And just to keep her sort of occupied, so at some point, if the parents are listening, they can just hear girls chatting about stuff and things going on, and give the opportunity for like Frederick and anybody else to snoop off and poke and see things.
Cool.
That's all I'm doing there.
Lucas was
Okay.
actually incensed with Jessica's decisions in product, and has decided that, you know, that's no way to apply eyeliner, and has stormed off with Frederick.
Excellent. So, who's going upstairs? Is it just Jessica
Yeah.
and Lisa downstairs, or
Yeah.
and it,
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll go
Yeah.
upstairs as well.
cool. So, you make your way up the staircase, which leads directly into a sort of a storage room. It's full of just junk, and there is a small pathway sort of through the piled up bits of broken furniture and boxes of things, and the room just smells really musty, and like no one actually bothers to come up here ever. Things get sort of thrown in here and forgotten about. And as you follow like the little pathway through the boxes, you do come to a bedroom that's been built as sort of like like the loft extension, but it's not been well built. It's cold up here. There's like wallpaper half done, and you can see like the bricks on the other part. There's like a small bed, and you can see Mette is not lying down, but she's sort of slumped in the corner of her bed, almost sitting upright, and she is glassy eyed, just sort of staring. She doesn't, even though she's staring out the doorway, she doesn't really recognize you or acknowledge that she's seen you as you walk into the room.
Okay. Frederick just sort of slouches in, you know, like one hand in his kind of jeans pockets, you know, shoulders hunched. Sort of turns back to Lucas and just hands him the CD and so you can find a player for this. I don't know. And turns around, goes over to the bed, like just kind of looks down at Mette for a moment. So she just kind of doesn't react. And he just sits down, like sits down, not like fully back to her, but like, so she's kind of behind him. He's just sat on the edge of the bed. And he just like looks.
Yeah, so she's just completely
Catatonic.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So Linda's going to try and empathise. Mette, I know what it's like when weird stuff happens. We've all been there. If you don't want to talk, that's fine. If you want to talk, maybe we can help find your friends, or just give us a clue of where we could start looking for them. So I'll try
I want you
and
to make an
empathise with her.
Yeah, if you can make me a roll, please.
Yep.
It is
Sure.
It's going to be a difficulty 2, which is never really happens. But and I will say that you get a bonus because of Jessica's 4 successes. It hasn't come up on my chat.
There we go.
Oh, hang on.
2
Oh, I've
successes.
done twice. I've done it twice there. It's just running slow, but I've got two successes. Yeah.
On both. Perfect. Well, that's what you needed. So, as you sort of say this and you sort of reach your hand out to touch her, just before you touch her hand, she turns her head to you, her eyes unglaze for a second, and she just says, 1 leaf, 2 leaf, 3 leaf clover. She is the traveller, and we are her vessel. Heffenstronum. And then her eyes glaze over again, and she sort of slumps down. And as she slumps down, you can see that there's bruising like on her neck and her shoulder, sort of as the sort of nightie that she's wearing sort of slips off. You can see there's bruising on her shoulders. And as you look at her face, it's incredibly pale. There are like lines and wrinkles on her face that you wouldn't expect a 12-year-old girl to have. And you can see as she like moves her head that there are some like grey streaks in there.
Whoa.
I think immediately as those
That's not
bruises happen, I'm gonna just make eye contact with Frederick and see whether there's recognition. We both maybe have an idea of exactly what kind of parents would do this.
Frederick probably hasn't kind of clocked that yet, but like follows Linda's gaze. Do the bruises look like? I mean, are the handprints? Because that's usually a pretty dead giveaway. Like,
No, they're not handprints.
okay, so yeah,
It looks like a trauma, but not from a person.
sure. Okay. Frederick just sort of looks at it and like for a minute, just for a second, there's a flash of just like what looks like pure rage.
Yeah.
And then he just kind of goes, what did that? Huh. I mean, I've seen a lot of bruises, but I mean, that looked like there was that one time there when Tommy on the soccer team pulled the whole goal over on himself, and it looked kind of like that.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, that kind of looks like the bruising you get after a really good gig, but yeah, I never got bruising like that from my dad. Look around and see if there's like a blanket or something I can just sort of cover her modesty with, yeah, we just kind of this is weird. One leaf, 2 leaf, 3 leaf clover. What's that about?
I don't know. I mean,
make a good song.
Is that is there like a motorway junction or a place that we might?
You can make a comprehension. Anyone that wants to try and figure out something about.
Sounds like a good idea.
Linda will try and comprehend.
2 successes. Okay. The only thing that sort of when you say 1 leaf, 2 leaf, 3 leaf clover, the only thing that sort of springs to mind is that there's this strange building in the Black Lake Lands area that sort of looks like a 3-leaf clover. Like it's got that sort of weird, but that's the only thing that pops to your mind. You can't think of, you don't understand the name of that she gave at the end. You've no idea about, and whoever she is strange as well. Lucas, when you wrap the blanket around her, as you sort of tuck her in with it, she sort of winces a bit, and as you sort of move her forward, you can see that she has these puncture marks down her spine. They look like a medical apparatus has been attached to her at some point.
Are they still like? I'm trying to think of the best way to explain it. Yeah, like almost like open wounds kind of thing.
Yeah, they look pretty recent.
Okay. I'm gonna again nod at Frederick. This gets weirder. Look at this.
What? Oh, what the hell is?
It's still seeping onto her. Look.
That's kind of gross. It's kind of gross.
Yeah. Well, don't blame me.
I know. I'm just saying. It's kind of.
I really wish that there's no way they're going to have any first aid kits or anything around here, is it? This is going to need like some kind of antiseptic or something. She's going to get really sick.
I don't know.
So
yeah,
now
I don't know.
I'm thinking that I really want to go and have a look in the bathroom and see if I can find anything to treat the wounds with.
Yeah, so the bathroom's back downstairs. It's by the front door.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. You do that. I'll stay. I'll stay here.
Okay. Cool. So go back to Jessica in the kitchen. So you've been sitting with Lisa for a while and chatting, and she seems to have calmed down, and sort of she spoke to you a bit more openly about Mete coming back. and how she came back with some police officers, but also the lady that runs the comic book shop is a bit of a UFO nut. Ing-Marie, she was actually the one that found her, and she sort of says, you know, she seemed very distressed when she found her, but she seemed to also know Mete, which Lisa wasn't aware that Mete ever hung out at the comic book store or anything. It wasn't really her thing to be with comics. She also says to you, she pulls out her backpack and gives you a disc. Says this, and it's a sort of quite small, it looks like a CD, but very, very small. And she says, this was found, I found this on Mete. She only had one shoe on when she was brought back to us. And in her sock was this disc. I don't know what it is. It's far too small to be a CD. It doesn't play on my CD player.
Maybe Lucas has something. Like, I'll just sort of try and keep a kind of cool about it. Must be something Lucas could play in the record shop. It'll just have been, maybe it's one of those things that comes with the comic books. And I'll just try and.
She said, could you maybe let me know what's on it? Maybe it will tell us.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll just take it and put it in a pocket. Trying to keep her chilled, not make her like panic or upset, or just give her a couple of minutes of calm, if you will, rather than because when we go, she's got to go back to making tea, and it's not going to be fun. But just give her some that kind of thing. Take it, just make it chill, and just suggest like, Lucas will be able to work it out. It's some music thing. Don't worry about it. It'll have one of them strange little songs that they have for the TV cartoon things. And It'll be that. But I'll tell you. Don't worry.
Thank you. Thanks for being so nice. And you sort of hear like footsteps coming down the stairs, and you see Lucas sort of just jump into the bathroom and sort of come back out, and he's got sort of a flannel in his hand. He's got like a flannel it looks like it's been damped down, and some creams, and basically you just like grab whatever was in there that
they're probably all
medical.
Checking the expiry date. They're probably all used by 1989 or something, but it's possibly better than nothing.
And sort of make your way back up there.
I just sort of give a nod and kind of go with kind of
I'll do that sort
determination.
of like time kind of thing, like let's not push this in the kind of gesture.
And I give a nod and I just sort of kind of go 2 minutes.
Yeah. And I'll poke the soup with Lisa and make clattering girl noises in the kitchen to kind of keep the charade going.
Okay. So Lucas, are you going to try and tend the wounds?
Yeah.
Yep. So I'd like you to make a contact heart roll, please.
Do I get any bonuses on that?
We've got one more success left over from Jessica's 4 successes, so that'll be all of them gone now.
I won't use that then. Actually, I think it's worth keeping that.
I will write that back down again. I just crossed out.
Looks like I didn't need it anyway. 2 successes there.
Excellent. Yeah. So although the stuff is sort of out of date a little bit, it's better than nothing, and it all still smells very medical. So I mean that must do something. And you sort of clean these puncture wounds a bit, and you can see that they're not actually that big. They were just a little bit inflamed looking, but it looks like something that has sort of gone into the like sharp needles that have gone down the spine. And you do notice that she's got like a thick like ligament like on her wrist and on her ankles, like she's been held down. But they're quite they look like something like not like it's been done with rope or something, like it's
like straps on a hospital bed or something like that.
Exactly.
Frederick, dude,
What?
this all seems pretty surgical. And I remember this time when I broke my leg like years ago, and they had to put pins in it, and it kind of reminds me of that. I don't like it.
Okay, but what are you going to do?
I don't know. It just seems weird. I mean,
look, we can't be here much longer. We're going to
no, we gotta go. We gotta go.
We're going to make it worse.
Yeah, totally. There's this. God, I feel really bad for this girl.
But if we can find her friends, maybe that'll unlock the trauma that she's in now.
Yeah, that's true. It's a good shout.
Well, maybe we just find the others. Maybe whatever they did to her is still being done to some others. We should go.
I agree. I'll leave a pepperoni by the bed. I mean,
stop leaving those places, man.
Maybe she'll wake up and she'll be hungry. She's not going to get anything better in this place, is she? I mean,
it's just
weird.
Yeah. We go back down the stairs arguing over whether leaving pepperonis around the place is weird.
It's fine. It's not like it needs to live in the fridge or anything.
No, it's weird, man. It's just weird. It's a weird thing.
Get hungry.
It's a weird thing to leave,
Well, what did you leave?
I ain't leave any. You don't leave things in. It's just weird.
It's a tradition to bring a gift whenever you visit someone.
But a pepperoni,
it's better than nothing.
Is it though?
Yeah. Out of context, no, it really isn't.
Yeah, we just argue about it on the way down the stairs.
Yeah. No pepperoni is probably better than pepperoni.
Okay, so you make it downstairs, and just so you can see that everyone has sort of come back downstairs.
Yeah, so I will probably partway through whatever it is I'm doing with Lisa, work out that they're there, and almost immediately kind of change tack and be like, "All right, job's done. You're no longer useful." And be like, "Fine, done now. Enjoy your soup. We'll see you on Monday at school." Kind of thing.
Yes, of course. Yeah, you must be very busy, and obviously, I don't want to take up any more of your time. Thank you very much for coming round, and if you could just keep me informed about the CD.
Yes, yeah. And just be like, wave over my shoulder as I walk out, kind of thing. Yeah.
Can I?
And maybe we should go out the back door rather than going through the porch. Avoid the parents.
Yeah, you can go through the back.
Yeah, I think
into the sort of guard area.
Frederick just sort of like while the others sort of head for the back door, Frederick like hangs around in the kitchen doorway just for 30 seconds, and just like when the others are kind of mostly out of earshot, I just kind of like I lean into the kitchen a little bit, and I look at Lisa and I say, "They don't own you, kid. You just remember that you're your person, not theirs." And I shuffle off out. Look, just look a bit embarrassed and shuffle out.
It was nice to see you.
Yeah, just like just sort of awkwardly, teenagely shuffle out. Feeling a bit exposed. I awkwardly shuffle out.
Okay, so you make it out of the garden. As you sort of go out, you can see there's like a dog house out there, and you can see that the dog's name is Killer.
See, dude, that's cool.
Yeah, that is cool. But he's no killer.
And so where are you going to go now?
I almost want to take the dog.
No, we've got the comic shop or the Clover building. I think maybe the comic shop. See, we need to talk to this woman, the police officer that busted you, Frederick. Find out what she knows.
Sure, yeah.
I'll also take the disc out and hand it to Lucas and go, Is this some sort of stupid fancy disc, or is this, what is it? What's on this track kind of thing?
It could
Can
be
you
a
make a thinker
CD.
for me to see?
Yeah. It's, by the way, my score is likely to be very low for reasons that are about to become apparent. But I'm holding up, going, well, I guess it could be like a small CD or something. Let's I don't know, and I kind of pop open my my little CD player and try and see whether or not I can listen to it.
You can't listen to it.
Okay.
It doesn't seem to.
Does it even fit on the spindle?
It doesn't really fit on the spindle. However, it looks to you some sort of more of a data disk.
Yeah. So I have a look at the actual there's some little markings around the like the hole in the middle of the disc, and I kind of go, I'm pretty sure that this isn't one of the normal companies that like the major labels are using, at least, and I don't recognize this as a record label for a CD that I've never listened to, like most of my CDs.
That is not an album. Look at the size of it. It was that's like a song, maybe.
Maybe
Yeah,
that's
but
maybe it's a
CD singles
maybe it's a
exist,
game.
man. You should know
Maybe
this.
it goes in a PlayStation or something like that.
Well, the
Yeah, I
question
mean, we
would
could
be,
try it in a computer.
what would a 13-year-old girl have it in a sock? A 13-year-old girl from this town. It's not even like a 13-year-old girl from some sort of cool place like New York.
Yeah, I bet in New
Yeah.
York they've got players for those.
Even better question for you, Jessica. What would a 13-year-old girl be doing with bruises all over her body and puncture wounds down her back?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't
but-
know either. It was
Something
that place
something
was
very
bad.
weird.
It was bad. I don't know what's going down there, but you know, I mean, my parents suck, but I think at least they would have noticed that. I mean, it makes me less useful as a person in the house if I can't even do everything that they want me to do.
Hmm.
So I don't know.
Let's talk to this comic book nerd.
Yeah, comic book place is kind of rocking. I want to see if they've got the new Spawn comic.
Full of face. Full of face, indeed.
Okay.
Yeah, Spawn's pretty dope.
Yeah.
So you make your way to the center of this sort of the town that you live in, and you know that the comic book shop is like a big old wooden house, and the whole of the bottom floor is this comic book store, and that Ingmarie lives above it. And as you're walking up to it, more leaves just start falling off of the trees, and a car. You sort of look, and a car is there, and then you look again and it's not there, sort of, and then it phases back into place again, and you're sort of walking along, more leaves are falling off of trees, and then all of a sudden the tree is in bloom again, and then another tree looks like it's been sort of hit by a bit of lightning, and then it looks like a normal tree again. But you make your way to the comic book store, and in the second floor, one of the windows is open, and there's a massive telescope sort of pointing out of it up into the sky. And you see there's like posters in the windows about UFOs, and there's like little cuddly alien toys in there, and you think, yeah, we've come to the right place. This is
It's very X-Files.
Mm.
The
Yeah.
comic book store itself is called The Strip. And it's the ground floor of this house that's been sort of made to look. It still looks like a house from the outside, but sort of the normal like living room windows are like covered in comic book posters and things like that. And the door is ajar, open to let you in.
Frederick's been smoking a cigarette on the way over here. So just like, finishes kind of smoking the cigarette, like discreetly, definitely not coughing, and just like, coolly throws it into the gutter,
Mhm.
and then like remembers to kind of go and like, wave at his clothes before going into the comic book shop, because that will obviously disguise the smell of smoke. That's how that works.
Who out of you would be most likely to have visited the comic book shop before?
I think
I
Lucas
think
definitely would
probably
have done.
Linda. She's a bookworm originally and a bit of a nerd, so
Yeah.
she'll have been there getting her comics.
Yeah, there are definitely a few comics that are very metal. So Lucas likes to buy them and then not read them.
Frederick discreetly reads. Frederick discreetly steals them.
Yeah, he's all about like Spawn and the darkness and
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, just for my knowledge, who would know? So you probably have some awareness of Ingmarie. I mean, obviously, as a police officer, she's now like sort of infamous in the town anyway for being a police officer who then decided instead to take on, in a sort of X-Files, Mulder and Scully way, UFOs in the area. But she is known to like walk around with strange, weird, beeping homemade devices, and her and her husband, are always in like T-shirts with like UFOs on or like alien eyes and things. They're known, and you know that she's a little bit kooky, a little bit, strange to talk to.
I feel like her husband's played by Rick Moranis.
Amazing. So I mean, you can go into the comic book store. So what would normally be like the doorway into a hallway is all of the walls have been knocked out, so the whole bottom is just a comic book store with sort of one of the rooms being a sort of a staff area, and there's a staircase at the back that leads up to the living area for Olaf and Ingmarie. And you can see that Olaf is behind the counter, but you can't seem to see Ingmarie in the comic book shop.
Any chance that I'd be on first name terms with him?
I imagine so. He's quite approachable. He does like to talk a lot about aliens. Ask him about aliens, and he will, talk your ear off for a couple of hours and not pick up that you're trying to run away.
Olaf, have you heard any of these tales about these kids disappearing? It's kind of cool. We're kind of weird. I don't know.
I read the newspaper. Yeah,
Seems
it's
like
weird.
it's your sort of thing, right?
I mean, it's definitely aliens. Like, people don't just go missing in this town. Flashes of light, weird things in the sky. Oh, it's aliens, 100%. They have been taken aboard a mothership.
But have you considered it could be the government?
That sounds like something a police officer might say.
Do you know any?
Do I know any police officers? Yeah. Ingmarie used to be one.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you, Lucas?
It's been a weird.
You've been smoking that wacky backy.
No, I've got asthma. It's not really for me. But no, I was.
Are you sure? Because I see that Frederick is there with you. I've heard the stories of Frederick.
We've all heard the stories of Frederick.
Yeah, everyone's heard the stories of Frederick.
But
how you were arrested by my wife, young man.
Twice.
Yeah, but Olaf.
Like twice, maybe. Twice.
Olaf, think about all the stories you haven't heard about Frederick. I know a couple of them.
Yeah.
They're pretty cool.
There are a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Did you know once Frederick managed to single-handedly, just through mind power, stop a dog from attacking?
What?
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
He's powerful man. Powerful man.
Have you seen the aliens? Is that how you got this mind control thing? Hmm? And
Yeah,
it's very up in your face in a really awkward.
It was like by pure telemetry.
Telemetry, that one. He's pretty telepathetic. That's what he is. Yeah. Tell me, mate. Do they still say that like surgical stuff happens?
Yeah, probing. Yeah, them nasty aliens are doing probing stuff. Like, They want to get all up in our stuff, find out how we work, take away our organs, put like robot organs in them. It's
Yes, Frederick just goes, "Oh, damn it!"
Is that what that laser eye surgery is?
probably. Have you seen the weird stuff that's been happening at the Loop? Robots going cray cray. They don't say cray cray in the 90s.
No, they will. They will.
Oh, they'll
Coined
say
it. Well, I've coined it.
Yeah, that sounds
What
like
happened
a
here
good.
first, Fred?
We'll start
30
using
years.
that.
Yeah. First referenced in mid-90s Sweden. Yeah, I mean, have you got any? I'm kind of interested. I'd like to know more about this. Are there any
Really?
books? Yeah, I'd love it if there's something I could take and learn.
Better than books. Ingmarie's only upstairs looking at some like past data. She's been collecting some data. You should go talk to her. Oh, she'd love to talk to you.
Great data, yeah.
Yay, great.
I mean, she
really
probably
good
won't
with
want to talk
data.
to you, Frederick, let's be honest. But
Hey, what?
Like,
What?
what?
Why not?
Man, that's
Why-
harsh.
Yeah. I don't talk to cops anyway.
She's not a cop. Come on,
That's
boy.
fine.
What have you been smoking? Don't
Doesn't
smoke
it-
your own product.
Yeah,
That's all a business.
lots of it.
So what you're saying is that she's changed. She's no longer the person she was after she started looking at aliens. That's really heavy, man. That's really heavy.
Well, you
Dude,
know,
what?
thinking about aliens, it like opens your mind a bit anyway. You're like, you know, much more in touch with the world around you. You notice things that other adults don't notice, you know?
Yeah, I'm definitely all about being an adult.
Oh, it's so great.
Get to like do anything you want, right?
Ice
And
cream
have
for
like
breakfast.
infinite money and like full power over everything. Yeah.
Go and talk
She
to
can be
you.
all right. Oh, do you have that that new McFarlane Spawn comic? Is that in yet?
Probably. Be honest, I don't really know much about comics.
All right, I'll have a look on the way back down.
I'll look on the machine and let you know when you come back down.
All right.
Anyone else need any comics search for? Give me something to do. No one's in here.
Yeah, wonder why.
No.
Yeah.
I'll have the
Well,
elf
it's
quest
definitely
one if that's it.
Look, I don't want to hear anything bad about this place. It's definitely the best comic place in the village, in the town. It's definitely out of all the one shops that sell comics, this one is best.
Yeah.
And that's how you win at business. Be the only one.
All right.
Sorry, Linda. Did you say you wanted one?
Yeah, the elf quest. If you got the new elf quest,
I will also check the system for Elf Quest. That sounds fun. Elf Quest and Spawn.
I under my breath, I kind of say, look, I don't really know anything about data and stuff. I mean, I can barely operate my CD player half the time. Can one of you guys take this?
yeah, I'll take it. I mean, maybe Marie's got if she's analysing data, maybe she's got a computer that can read this. I think we'll go and talk to her.
Yeah,
I
okay.
pass
Yeah.
the CD over to Linda and kind of take a back seat.
Yeah. I haven't been smoking pot, but like listening to you and Olaf talk, I feel like I have.
It's just crap. I mean, you know, thing is, if you're
Olaf
nice
definitely
to him,
has
sometimes it gives you like nice posters and stuff.
Let's go.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Cool. So you go to the back and upstairs, and it's really just one big open room, and there's like a bed that's sort of been pulled, like has like a curtain around it for like a bedroom, but really it's just a big open workspace that they have here that they live in, and you can see a lady like in her 50s at a workbench, and there's like a computer, like a big, massive, like Apple Macintosh, and one of those big printers, and you can see it's printing out on that lovely perforated square paper that you used to get.
Printing out dot matrix style. Nice.
And
It's reliving my childhood now.
yep. It's like, I like the 90s. I can remember the 90s. Sort of.
Yeah, 80s as well.
And she is just sort of like typing away, and you can see she's got these weird devices out, and there's papers everywhere, and she looks very scatterbrained, but like also like she's alive in this chaos. Like this is her workspace. This is how she does stuff. But she hasn't noticed that you've arrived, because she's just super like deep into this research that she's doing.
So I'm going to look over her shoulder and see if I can see a pattern in the chaos. Is what's she investigating?
Okay, do a comprehend for me.
Okay. Oops. Doing it.
One success.
Here
Okay,
we go.
yes.
One success. So
she's
got.
You see that she's got, so the notes that are around her all sort of mention mysterious lights, and they sort of seen over the beach, and you see as well that the article that you were all studying earlier on this morning is sort of pinned up, and she's circled it a few times, put like a question mark, and she's written like the beach on it, and then she's put she's like put like Met is back, and where are the others, and like there's lots of scrawled things that she's written like on this big on the newspaper
board.
article. Yeah.
With bits of string linked.
It's a conspiracy yarn room. Yeah.
Proper nutty room.
Yeah. But a lot of it seems to be focused on like strange lights being seen over the waters and things at various times. And she's got like data graphs of like when they've been seeing, how bright they were, how long they lasted, and things like that. And you also see reference actually to what looks like sort of calculations. She's trying to look at like alternate realities and tears in realities, and you see like mention of like Olaf's t-shirt was different today than I remember it, or like and you see an article that's for like a police officer believes wife missing, has never had wife, and, like she has all this like weird like articles pinned up everywhere.
So I'll say, Marie, may I look through your telescope? I'm always been interested in astronomy and lights in the sky.
Because she does not know you're there. Oh, hello. Linda. Hello. Hi. What are you doing up here? Olaf,
yeah, Olaf said we could come up. We're friends of Lisa and Mette, and I know you found Mette. So we just thought we'd see if there's anything we can do to help, to maybe find the others that are missing, or if we find out something about these lights in the sky. It sounds very mysterious.
What do you know about the lights in the sky? Have you seen them as well?
No, but could I have a look through your telescope? Is it pointing towards the beach, maybe?
Yes, I've been watching for the lights in the sky. I haven't seen them. Well, I have, but not really. But sometimes, Monday was the brightest, and that was the day that the kids went missing. So I feel like there's a connection there. Have you seen the lights in the sky? And she like looks at all of you like, have you? What can you tell me?
No, Officer Crazy Lady. I haven't seen the lights in the sky.
We have seen some strange things, but
really?
Maybe if I have a look now. Well, there's things like when we were walking along, the leaves that suddenly fell off the tree and then they were back again, and people whose t-shirts were different colours, and it's like we're seeing one thing and then suddenly it's something else, and I don't know what's going on. Do you have any idea what that could be?
No,
it's been like a real MTV video.
The only other people that have seen this are the kids. The kids saw it, and I saw it, and Olaf saw it. Sometimes, not always. But this is interesting that you have also seen it.
Well, I don't know. Maybe is there something weird going on that maybe we can see and nobody else can? Maybe if I have a look through the telescope, I might see something.
Maybe, but it's not dark yet.
No, but they could.
But go ahead.
I'm just interested to see where she's got it pointed to if it's on this Clover building maybe, or somewhere in that direction.
Yep.
I shall go and have a look.
Cool. Anyone else? What's everyone else doing? And so Linda's gone over to the telescope, which is sort of outside, poking out the window at the front of the house.
I'm just going to kind of shuffle around a bit, just like look at the crazy stuff on the walls a bit, and just
there's loads.
Kind of, yeah, just not really be super interested in that. So I just sort of go, hey, Officer Blankang, you
don't have to call me that anymore. I'm not an officer of the law. UFO
Sure.
hunter.
Yeah, that's so much better.
It really is. Much more interesting.
Damn. Okay. Did you ever hear of a UFO or anything called the Hephaestus? Something like that?
No.
Oh, okay.
The name rings a Hephaestrium.
Something. Oh, yeah, like that.
I've not heard it in a long time. It might be.
What?
It
Okay.
reminds me of an old science lab. Used to be around in the 80s. It's gone
Okay.
now. Where do you hear it? That's a.
I don't know. Probably on a record somewhere.
Maybe, yeah. But I mean, yeah. Maybe you just misheard. It's definitely, it doesn't ring any bells with me now.
Right. So like some old science place, probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it being possibly an old lab or something. But it burnt down or something in the 80s.
Oh.
There was a big hoo-ha with a scientist. I'm sure I've got some notes somewhere. And she like gestures around like at like the piles of newspapers. Like,
Yeah, you think?
yeah,
Oh.
maybe.
Great. We could look for those.
Just don't get it out of order. Like there's a very filing system here. I know where everything is, sort of, kind of, not really.
Do you?
Don't I?
Then where's the notes you were talking about?
I'll have to have a look. It's going to take me a while. Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe don't worry about it. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can Jessica have a look? Because this is like Jessica, but gone through the weird end of the stick. Like you can imagine Jessica has notebooks with gossip and terrible things, and this is like the other side of that. So is there some sort of logic in here that Jessica could divine? Or
Try a comprehend for me.
okay. Is this automatically gonna take away my condition dice? Is that gonna, or do I need to tell it?
I think it should have you.
Yes, it's done it already. Yeah. Okay. No, there is no successes.
You think for a second that maybe you've worked out, and then you think, oh, well, it must be over here then. And then you look and it's not what you thought it was going to be. And you realize that trying to find a specific thing for a specific date that you're not 100% sure of the date of, apart from it was in the 80s sometime, is going to not be something that Jessica can work out. Yeah. Right now.
Could I use investigate to look for a mention, particularly of the Clover facility in any of this kind of thing?
You can, but I will say it's going to be difficult because
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
so you need at least 2 successes.
It's unlikely, but I'll try. It's absolutely 0. Frederick is just intimidated by this much paper. Yeah, this were way too much. Kind of shuffles around, like probably like knocks a pile over and gets kind of roundly told off by Officer Crazy Lady, and just like gives up.
Okay, Lucas, what are you up to?
So I'm actually intrigued that she seems to think it's a big deal that Olaf's t-shirt is changing color. And so I'm thinking I'm going to go downstairs and just ask Olaf if he's noticed that she's getting more obsessive over Stranger Things. Not in that way. That's not out yet.
30 years before that. She has been noticing things more so than I've been noticing them, but then nobody else is noticing them, and she's got a brilliant mind, and she sees patterns where no one else sees patterns. I'm not sure I noticed that my shirt had changed color, but she said it definitely had. But I was sure that I'd put on a blue t-shirt, and I was wearing a blue t-shirt. So, but she definitely said I put on a green t-shirt in the morning. But anyway,
do you have any of those cool t-shirts, those American ones that just change color? Maybe it was that.
This was just a t-shirt. It's always been blue. To my knowledge, it's always been blue. But she could have sworn it was green.
I wonder if she's. I don't know. Can you become colorblind in old age? Maybe she's just.
She's not old.
Well, older than me.
Not old.
Well, no, maybe.
In the prime of her life, her brain is a giant squidgy melon.
Squidgy melons are not good, my friend.
A juicy melon, then. Don't know why I went down the melon route.
It sounds like it's overripe. I'm not trying to suggest that your wife is overripe. I'm sorry.
You won't be allowed in this comic book store anymore.
Oh, but Mum. Listen. We're trying to find out a little bit more about everything, and one thing that I heard was about clover. If I said to you anything about 1 leaf, 2 leaf, 3 leaf clover, is that a conspiracy theory you've ever heard of? Is there anything about that, or laboratory?
I mean, there's a 3-leaf clovers are lucky, so that's a thing. There was an observatory in the 80s. Something about clover.
Observatory with the telescopes and
there was a celestial phenomenon. That's a funny word, isn't it? Yeah, I don't think it's running now. I think it was real expensive.
Do you know where that was?
Somewhere past the.
Well, do you know the name of it? Past the beach. Interesting. Because those kids were found at the beach as well. So that girl was found at the beach, wasn't she?
No, she was found in our back garden.
She found in your back garden?
Yeah, that's how Ingrid found her. Did she not tell you? Did you even ask her any questions when you went up there? Yeah, she found her.
Yeah, sorry, I might have been
lying in a fetal position. So Ingrid seemed like she knew her, and just like, she sort of screamed out her name, picked her up, and drove her home.
That's really interesting. That fetal position, and her things on the back, and the beach, and the.
What are you mumbling about?
I'm just thinking. That's a long way away from the beach, right?
Well, it's fair walk, definitely.
Yeah. And I mean, that's strange that she showed up here, don't you think?
Maybe.
What I mean, who delivers kids to a comic shop?
I mean, a comic book shop seems like the best place to drop off a kid.
Well, yeah, if you're trying to get rid of them for the day, but you know,
I am not jumping to any
weird,
conclusions.
that's weird. That's really heavy. Anyway, yeah, cool.
Yeah, cool. I don't have that Spawn book.
Oh man, can you get it?
Sorry. Yeah, I'll have to learn how to use the machine to order it, but I'll do that.
Well, I'd love to say I could help, but I don't know. It's a grey beige box, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Linda.
And I'll shuffle upstairs again.
Okay, so is anything through the telescope? Where do I see it's pointed?
So
Is it towards the beach?
Yeah, it is pointing towards the beach area. And when you look through it, you can. I mean, you can't see very clearly because obviously it's not overly bright outside. You know, it is sort of dusk now. You've sort of been exploring all day, yeah, it's looking out towards sort of the beach area where there's like an old cove that sort of cuts through the island that sort of this town is on. Mm-hmm. It's known as the Black Lake Lands. So the water is quite dark and the sand is quite rather than being that sort of nice yellow color, it's very much that sort of volcanic sort of sand. It's darker sand around there. But yeah, you can see that's where it's pointing towards.
Yeah. So that must be where the lights are coming from in that area, if that's where the telescope's pointed. So the last thing I want to do before we leave, so we've got the disc. Are there any computers around that look like they would have a slot or a tray that this disc would fit in?
Make for me like a tech or a tinker. Yeah, so tinker, or that'll probably be the best one actually. Yeah, make for me a tinker just to see if there's anything that looks like it would read this disc. As you're like walking around all the different equipment.
Okay. Nope. No. So I can't see anything obvious. And I know.
As you're looking, Ingmarie does notice the disc, and she runs at you. Where did you get this? This isn't yours. And she sort of snatches it out of your hand.
Hey, it's not yours either.
I assure you, young lady, that it is. This is mine.
Well, which computer does it fit in then?
It doesn't fit in a computer. If it's in a device that I made for Sixton.
For who?
Sixton, one of the kids that is missing.
Ah, right. Okay. So what is this device then? Can you show us what this disc does?
I don't have the. Sixton has the device. I built her a photon deduction machine. It records the photon emissions from lights, alien lights. And on Monday, they were taking it out to measure those lights that we've been seeing.
So where did they go to measure the lights then?
Down to the beach.
Right. It's all starting to come together then. I think we need to go to the beach.
Be careful.
See if we can.
The lights took them. They are aliens, and it is getting dark.
Well, that's the best time to see lights.
Yes, but I don't want to be responsible for the loss of more people. Those kids went because I told them to. I encouraged their inquisitiveness.
But we're not little kids. We're
adults.
Adults.
With this, like full on mean girl Jessica walks up to the UFO lady and is like, "We're not kids, and we're not going in danger. But if you're not telling us everything, everyone, and I do mean everybody, will know about the policewoman who said that 4 little children get lost and murdered on the beach in the middle of the night and should have known
Gosh.
better from her position of authority and respecting it." And just like full on, everybody suddenly realizes why Jessica has no friends. So you better tell us everything right now.
I told you more or less everything that I know. The only other thing I know is that these lights can only be sighted at night. I've never seen them during the day. And that they move and they maneuver faster than any human aircraft that I've ever seen. And they seem to appear just out of thin air. There doesn't seem to be anything making them. They don't appear around like a telegraph pole or anything like that. They just are there and then they're not. And I know that last Monday was the brightest light I have ever seen down by that beach. And that is
And I'll like
all.
look at Linda or maybe like Lucas and be like, is that enough? Are we satisfied with her answer? Kind
Yeah.
of thing.
I think we go for the beach. When
And
that's
then I
where
put
the
my
kids
hand
went
out for the
missing.
disc.
One question before you do this. Your husband, he seems to think that there's an old observatory past the beach.
Yes.
We got some words out of Meta.
Really? Is she okay?
We got some words out of Meta. 1 leaf, 2 leaf, 3 leaf. Clover. Does this trigger any of your conspiracy concerns? Your husband suggests that an observatory is a Triskel of some sort.
Yes, there was an observatory. It was run in the 80s, but it got shut down by Crafter when they took over the loops. They shut it down and took it out of operation. So that must have been 4 or 5 years ago.
Is it on the it's past the beach?
It's past the beach. It is sort of a secure area. It's not somewhere that you can just stumble into.
So
It's for
if you
sort
had
of
a good enough telescope, could you see that location from here?
Probably not.
I'm wondering if there's
I mean, I don't have a good enough. I don't have a good enough telescope. But
well, I just wonder. I mean, you're looking at the beach. Is there any possibility that the observatory is following that line of sight?
yes, I mean, you could from where it is. You could walk from the beach to it. It's going to take you a good few hours, but I mean, you can get to it. It's just fenced up and everything. It's pretty secure military. Well, or at least it used to be. I honestly, I didn't even think about it because it's been decommissioned and no one works there.
So what if the lights aren't at the beach? What if they're further away? And with that, I'm just gonna kind of walk off.
Well, and she sort of looks at the disc and she's like, I can try and get some data off of this. It will tell us. It helps to pinpoint where the lights are coming from.
I just walk down and start looking at comics now. I've had this kind of cognitive leap and like, I don't understand technology at all, but this seems common sense to me that maybe she should be thinking further away than just the beach. And yeah, I've got an attitude with her now.
Okay.
I'll kind of. I guess I'll look at Linda because Jessica's still like expecting to be given the disc back, kind of thing, and like,
Yeah.
are we okay with? Do we? And shall we let her keep the disc?
I think if we find Sixton, she's got the device. That's what the disc needs to go in. We'll take the disc with us, and we'll find Sixton.
So Elizabeth isn't going to let you take the disc away. As far as Elizabeth is concerned, it is her disc. She made it. She can make a device to read it. It's her data on there, her scientific data.
Yeah, so this is where I'll lean in and be like, well, how do you think the papers are going to think you had it? You found the little girl, so you must know where the other children are. They're going to think you're some sort of serial killer. And I'll make sure they do.
Okay, I'm going to make you do... It's not really charm, but charm's like
Yeah.
anti-charm.
Yeah.
Intimidate.
Yeah, there isn't an intimidate.
There we go. 2 successes.
Well, even scared. And she sort of thinks over what you said, and she's like, okay.
Yeah, I'll take the disc off her.
Back.
If it turns out that you haven't actually decided to go full crazy and hide the bodies in the woods somewhere, then yes, you can have the disc back, and I'll leave.
I would never hurt those children.
Yeah, Jessica's not sure. Yeah, I'll go.
Frederick at the top of the stairs just sort of like watches Jessica go past with a bit of a like wide eye, and then just kind of goes, "Yeah," and then like follows her down the stairs. Like, Jesus, Jessie, that was savage.
Yeah, that's why she's got no friends. She can be nice with all the other people and then a horrible girl.
Yeah.
Definite bad cop.
Yep.
As you walk through the comic book store, you notice that the stands seem to all be rearranged in a different way than they were when you walked in.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look over to the till, there's no Olaf.
Hey, where did Olaf go? I'm just gonna call back up to Ing-Marie. Ing-Marie, where did Olaf go?
Who, dear?
Olaf, your husband.
I'm unmarried. I don't know who you're talking about.
I look at her hand. Does she have a wedding ring on? Or
no.
Now that's strange. Okay, maybe I'm thinking of a different comic book store with a different Ing-Marie, and that one definitely had a husband called Olaf. But yeah, no, I'm sorry, I'm just getting them all mixed up. I think we'll
That's
we'll
okay,
dear.
way. It's getting late. Yeah, have a nap.
Linda, all the Marvel comics are in the wrong place.
Yeah, well, that's
And
comic book fans putting them back.
But they put the DC stuff at the front. I mean, I've been asking them to do that for ages. I'm really confused.
I thought Wonder Woman had a lasso, not one of these hammers.
That was, yeah. This is weird.
What are you guys talking about? Let's go to the beach.
Yeah, let's head to the beach.
Beach party.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's starting to. So it's getting dark now. By the time you get to the beach, it's going to be sort of about half 8, 9 o'clock. So it's definitely getting a lot darker now.
Do we want to? Do we think we need any torches or anything to sort of see in the dark? I mean, I'm not normally out this late.
Can I say Frederick has a torch on him?
Yeah.
Anywhere without the backpacks and the torches.
Yeah, Frederick just sort of pulls a torch out of his pocket.
Yeah, Frederick and Linda are old hat.
Yeah, if you're investigating, you got to have your backpack.
Yeah, so I'll say you've got flashlights and things and
Okay.
snacks and such and the like for mystery solving.
Yep.
Magical mystery.
Just like the old times.
Okay, so you make your way sort of east along the Black Lake lands towards the cove that you could see through the telescope. The beach itself has got sort of tall grasses and weeds, and around it is small like fir trees. And as you sort of look up and out over the water, sort of if you were drawing a straight line with your eye along this beach, you do see in the distance sort of some lines of lights. They don't look like strange lights. They're not blinking in and out, but they sort of curl up like three like lumps in the sky in the distance. Like, but
Hey,
it looks like.
Does that kind of look like a clover?
Frederick like
I'm-
takes his flashlight and just like points it at the ground just to kind of squint at the lights. Yeah, kind of.
Could it be? Is that maybe? Is that too much? Are we just like seeing things because we want to see them now? Maybe
I don't know.
we should head that way.
Got nothing better to do. I don't want to go home.
Yeah.
Well, who does?
So as you're walking down the beach, you see what looks like a flashlight coming towards you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I turn mine off.
So I've just put in the chat as
And
well.
I'm gonna put my hoodie up and
yeah. So in the Roll20 chat, maybe. Oh no, it's yeah. You should be able to see that.
There we
Can you
go.
see it?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, wild.
So that's what you see is sort of a little bit further out than that picture shows. But yeah, that's the sort of the lights that you sort of see.
Does Doug have a copy of this?
But yeah, as you're walking along this, and it's starting to get dark now, a bit foggy, you see this light coming towards you. It looks like someone holding a flashlight, sort of walking along the path, and it's points it sort of down, so it looks like whoever it is trying to check where they're walking, but then it sort of goes up and through the sky and sort of into the trees and things, like someone is looking for something.
I still go, get down, get down, get down. It's like I would like to sneak and get
Yes,
closer.
please. Anyone that would like to sneak, please sneak.
I will.
I will sneak. I'm gonna turn my flashlight off and put my hoodie up
Eee, God,
and
no, that's
sneak.
terrible.
Frederick sneaks like this. Everyone, get down!
Yeah, really. Too busy going, hey, shh, get down, get down. Really, obviously.
No.
So Lucas and Linda sort of get down and sort of, with their black hoodies on and things, manage to hide in the grass.
Yep.
However,
Frederick's
Jessica
probably just a bit
Frederick,
too big.
yeah, are just sort of standing there as this flashlight just catches their faces. And you hear someone say, stop where you are. Who are you? And what are you doing here? This is Officer Eric. Who are you?
It's the
For a
cops,
moment-
and I make a break for it.
No, I reach my hand out to Frederick, and I sort of grab him, and
What?
for a moment just sort of like, oh, I'm going to regret this, and go, oh, we're really sorry, officer. We thought this would be a quiet place. We'll just head off somewhere else. And like hook my arm with Frederick and sort of try and walk off a bit, like away.
Frederick's just a bit like, yeah.
Stop where you are. Do not move a muscle.
And Linda looks at Lucas and goes,
I know. I wouldn't
And
either.
just be like, No, look, we really sorry if we've interrupted. We didn't think this was private property.
Stay where you are. This is an investigation area. What are you doing at this crime scene? And you see he has like his torch up over his shoulder, and you can see that he's holding a gun, and he's like, "Stay where you are."
No,
what crime scene? There's no signs. There's no like tape.
This isn't America.
Well, there's no one keeping anyone out.
There was a young girl found here a little while ago.
What,
yesterday, there was a girl found here. Well, not here yesterday, but there was a girl who went missing from here. Was found. Yes, stop questioning me.
And just
Everyone thinks I'm crazy, and I'm not crazy.
No.
I had a wife, and now I don't have a wife.
I'm not surprised.
And just
I
like
had a wife 2 days ago, and now everyone doesn't think she exists.
Oh,
you've got something to do with it. What are you doing at the crime scene? And he like shines the light right in your eyes.
I'd just be like Olaf.
This is why I don't talk to
from
cops.
the comic shop.
Who?
This afternoon we was talking with Olaf in the comic shop, and now
I don't know any Olaf.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. He disappeared.
Do you believe me?
I think so.
Sure.
Make it empathize.
No.
Or a charm.
I would have yeah. No successes on that empathize. You'll have to charm him, Frederick.
Oh, this is going to go super well. I don't talk to cops.
No, none of.
I think you're just trying to get me to leave you alone. Leave the scene of the crime so that you can commit some more bad things.
No.
And as he's doing this, it's like, who are those people in the grass behind you?
No one.
Stand up. I have a gun and I'm not afraid to use it.
Hi, officer.
Okay, I think he's got a.
Yeah. Bang for rights. It's a fair cop, Gov.
Officer, we don't use guns in Sweden. We're not like America. Maybe you should just like put that down. I think we might understand what's going on.
I will not.
Please, I'll try and empathise with him. See if I can get him to calm down and at least put the gun down. Ooh, 3 successes.
Oh, tasty. Yeah. So yeah, as you sort of like you put your hands up and
just yeah.
We believe
there's something strange going on, and maybe we can help.
Yeah, you notice that he doesn't. While he seems angry and like he also seems really desperate and confused. He doesn't seem like he is sort of against you. He's not trying to prevent you just to be annoyed. Like he does believe that his wife existed and now doesn't, and he's getting pretty desperate. And yeah, it's not.
Maybe,
he's not in a good.
Maybe we can help you. Maybe we believe that you had a wife. We believe there was a comic book owner called Olaf, who's not there anymore. Something very strange is happening, and if we can remember, then maybe we can help.
Okay. Well, if you believe me, no one has yet believed me. Everyone thinks I'm crazy, but I know that there's something on this beach that's going to help me find my wife.
Why do you think
maybe we can help you look
here?
on the beach. I mean, it's a lot of beach to be looking on just you, unless there are more cops around here.
We've got torches.
It is just me. Okay, I'll tell you what I know, and when you find stuff, you have to tell me and we help each other.
Yeah.
Sounds
pinky
like a
swear.
deal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll tell you what I know. See that those lights over there? That's the Clover facility. That's a top secret military lab for NATO.
It's not very secret. It's pretty obvious.
Yeah, like they
I
don't
think
usually
so.
put fairy lights on top secret facilities.
Oh no, because they tell you it's not. It's an observatory. It's for science. But I know that they're building some fast aeroplanes, some military stuff, and I think my wife saw it, and then they've taken her into the facility, and they're going to kill her because she knows she's seen too much. And I reckon those kids probably saw too much as well.
I don't think Olaf saw too much, though.
I don't know who this Olaf is. But maybe he did see too much, talk too much. But I don't know who you're talking about at all. There's only one person who runs the comic book store, and that's Ingmarie.
Did your wife ever wear clothes that changed colour?
No, not that I am aware of.
Yeah, she wasn't one of those hip and cool kids, then, was she?
That's just be
Don't
like,
talk about my wife like that.
hit Lucas, just like, no.
Couldn't tell when she was sweating, could you?
Stop it.
Right.
Yeah, I think we need to get closer to the
Yeah.
Clover facility.
We
You
know
need to
people
go
who've
along
gone
the
missing. We want to help, and we're friends with Meta's sister, so we want to help.
Okay. Maybe you can have a look on the beach, and I'll maybe you'll find something that I've missed, and then maybe afterwards we can maybe go and break them out.
I sort of mutter under my breath about how we don't have old eyes. We might do a better job.
He doesn't hear you.
That's because he's got old ears.
Okay, so he sort of keeps an eye on you and where you're going, but like you're free to like walk along the beach. If someone wants to make an investigation for me,
I will investigate. For a while, that's what. One success, one hit.
excellent. So as you are making your way along the beach, and you're making your way towards like the Clover facility, is you sort of have to follow a long path along to get to it because it is over the water. You sort of stumble into a bit of sand that's made into a pit, but it's solid like glass, and it, as you sort of shine your light on it, it looks like an impact that's sort of spread out, but it's sort of almost melted this sand into this like weird sculpture that looks like an impact site.
I kind of carefully play my torch over the edge of it, and I'm just like, like kind of slack-jawed staring at it, like, whoa.
Yeah, it looks real cool.
That is cool.
Stay back, Frederick. It might be radioactive because this looks like the sort of thing when a bomb's gone off.
Can you make a comprehend test for me, Linda? As you're saying that, and you sort of start poking it. Well, not poking it, but well, Frederick's probably poking it.
Yeah,
Definitely poking it.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, it could be radioactive, you think? I mean, you've never seen sand turn into this sort of glass before. So
Does it feel like there's any kind of obvious heat coming off it?
it does still feel a bit warm.
I'd like to open up my CD wallet, find something that I really, really don't care about. So it's going to be something like Napalm Death or something. And no, I'm a rocker, not a metaler. And I just want to throw that in and just see if it starts to melt or anything like that.
It's not instantaneous, but if you stand around for like 10 minutes or so, it does start to bubble a little bit.
We'll come back to it.
See a
and
little
have
bit
look
of
around
smoke.
and-
Yeah.
All right. I'm not going to be going and walking in there then.
no, I think we give that a wide berth.
Yeah.
So what now? Do we ditch Officer Crazy or
Well,
Officer
yes,
Crazy is here.
dude?
Officer Crazy's gone.
Wait, are we going to? What have you found? What have you found? We're going to break into the Clover facility.
I like our hole. It's a cool,
Yeah.
really cool hole.
It's very
Any sort
cool.
of-
It's not at
Something
all hot.
melted the sand.
That is strange. I have no idea about that, but it is cool. Maybe, and he's like trying to look at like landmarks to try and work out so we can come back in the daytime and have a look at it properly. Okay, let's go to the Clover facility. Break my wife out.
Sure.
Yeah, but maybe we can be a
You
bit
go
quieter.
first.
We don't want them to know we're coming.
That makes sense. Let's go.
Crystal Dome.
I just look at Linda like that does not make sense.
This-
Right,
No,
let's go.
it's
let's get rid of this. No.
And so you're gonna start sort of walking ahead of him, like trying to outwalk him.
Yeah.
Are we going to try and ditch Officer Crazy, or are we going to let him go first?
If we let him walk ahead, like if it seems almost and doing our best to kind of not let the adult hear. If he goes first and there is some sort of guard, that seems like
maybe we
a
can.
distraction.
Yeah, so that sounds like a plan.
Yeah. Let him argue.
Also, he is a
whatever.
police officer, so he does have a valid
but he's-
excuse.
Yeah, but he's crazy.
But yeah,
All the cops in this town are crazy. It looks.
maybe it's something in the water.
Maybe
Okay,
it's
he
something.
starts
Maybe it's
to-
something in the cops.
He starts to walk off ahead of you. He's like, "Okay, I'll go first. I've got the gun. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'll protect
Yeah,
you. Don't
great.
worry about it." And he starts walking off ahead of you, and you're all sort of
Yeah.
slowing down and then speeding up and slowing
Yeah,
down.
keeping a distance.
And he's swinging the light like to find the path. And as you sort of turn the corner and you can see the facility ahead of you, you see him swing the light, and then it's sort of like a glitch, and then he's gone.
Whoa.
I will, like,
What the? What?
we aren't
Wait.
crazy, are we?
No, we're not.
He was
But there's
right
something,
there,
something
right?
strange going on. Yeah,
I'd take out my torch and just shine
Yeah, he
it where
was
he
right
was, like shine it on the floor, make sure he hasn't just fallen over or something, and it looked like, he's
Yeah, and you sort of look at the floor in front of you. There are no footsteps in the sand. There is no evidence that anyone was ever walking in front of you. There's no
What
drop
the
thing.
what the? Whoa, that's not right.
This is like Olaf.
yeah. It's like he's gone, and we're the only ones that remember him.
Well,
Do we
adults suck anyway.
do
I
we
mean,
carry
that
on
guy
this
was
way?
crazy.
I
Keep going.
think so. I think. Well, we seem to be immune to being disappeared or whatever it is that is happening.
I
Are
mean,
we?
it hasn't happened to us yet.
Yeah, so
Okay.
we're immune, obviously.
Okay.
It just
Sure.
affects kids and grown-ups, but not us.
Well, I can live with that.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mexico will go to
carry
the
on.
back of the group. Let these guys walk first.
Just
Yeah, Frederick
I'm
looks
kind of
uncertain.
thinking,
Frederick
hey,
looks
if-
uncertain, but we'll go first. I'll go
I'm
first.
thinking if my boss goes, then maybe I can take the store. It's fine.
Are you going to
Okay.
form a band called Sonic Death Monkey, Phil? Is that going to be the plan?
Sure, why not?
Right. So as you make your way along the path and you get into the facility, you notice that the gates are wide open on it. It's not it looks old and unkept. Like there's wild grass growing. The only thing that's on is these lights that seem to be on these clovers, these like shaped buildings that have like 3 leaves on them almost. And as you sort of make your way into the facility before going into the building itself, we're going to do just a quick like movie scene, like the introduction scene. So you see one girl in a facility, in a room on her own. She's lying on the floor. She looks up and looks around her, expecting to see others, but there are none. She has bruises on her wrists and her ankles, thick, like she's had straps on there. And when she stands up, it's awkward. She looks like she's in pain. She has grey streaks in her hair, and her skin looks dry and wrinkly. You can see on her hands there are like liver spots. And she sort of shuffles her way over to a window and looks through it. And when she looks through, you can see a woman in her late 40s dragging 2 other children and popping one up on a device and strapping their arms and their ankles in and connecting them to this machinery. And she does the same to the other one. They look sort of drugged. They look like they're not really with it as they're being strapped into this thing. And then the girl starts banging on the window, and Elizabeth, you don't know her name, the lady,
Spoiler alert.
The lady looks around and sort of says, "Shh, you can't help them now," and presses a button, and there's these flashes of light. And then there's another scene. 2 children wake up on a flat bit of land, and they look around, and behind them are these clover buildings that have been broken and look like they've been hit by something. And as they look around the land is scorched. There are trees burning. The ground is sort of burnt away to nothing. The environment has been damaged, and they start wandering along, and like they're being drawn towards something. They sort of walk a bit unsteady, and they look old. They look much older than they should. Their hair is completely white now, and they are sort of stumbling along, and they are making their way north towards something in the distance. And they just keeps walking and walking, and one of them stumbles and vomits onto the ground, and the other one stops and looks at her, and then looks like they've heard something being said to them, and they just shake their head and just carry on walking to the north. So
Okay.
you get into the Clover facility, which, as everyone has already told you, is an observatory which was used in the 80s to study celestial phenomena. It doesn't look like it's been taken care of, and when people have said to you that they don't think it's been running since the loops were flooded, you believe them, because it
looks disused.
Yes, exactly. Apart from the fact that there are these lights on these clover parts of the building.
Okay. Can we see any obvious doors and the entrances? Oh, hello.
Right. So there is the Clover's facility map that I've just put up there. If Doug is around to show it to everyone else, this is all under ground. So the clovers are like the top part. They're sort of are the bit that does the observation of the night sky. And
So
then
like a
under it-
radio telescope sort of thing.
Yes. But yeah, these are spread out to stare at the sky, whereas this is all underground.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I'm
so-
definitely looking for access points.
Yeah,
Assume
make
most
an
of that's kind of all right. Investigate. How do we? Nope. It's dark.
It is dark.
Okay, and
Push the
Linda's going to
roll.
investigate as well.
Push the roll, Frederick.
Hmm.
Look, this is
He's
how you
apparently-
investigate, Frederick.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, Frederick just gets distracted. Like, look, just kind of like starts in, and then just like,
Shiny.
whoa, just like is a bit kind of open, standing just like a bit slack-jawed, kind of looking at the big clover fins with the big light, with the light kind of, with the light. Those, not the other creepy thing.
That's what they look like in the daylight.
Yeah. Yeah. Frederick just gets distracted staring at those.
But Linda manages. So you find there are two different doorways. So there's a big double door, and there's also a smaller sort of side door.
Which one we going through, Linda?
You find both of those. They're sort of hidden. Like they look like, trees have grown over them. They look like they've had the shrubs and things grown over them to sort of hide them a bit.
Okay,
yeah.
I think we should go in through the loading dock, because maybe we can sort of sneak in, and there won't be any guards on that area.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So you go up to the loading dock area.
Cool.
It's all in darkness. The doors themselves are locked. Yeah. So people watching, we are going in through the loading dock area down there.
I'd like to
Okay.
try and maybe find a way to leave one of those locks open.
Okay.
Maybe with like some sort of, if there's anything, metal rods or anything lying around, crowbars or anything like that.
I need you to make a tinker for me, please.
Okay.
Just to first of all to work out what these locks are, how these locks are made. Like,
Oh, I see. Yeah, I'll
Before you
probably
just whack
do
them with
terribly, but we'll just have a go. I probably would just try and whack them, but let's find Tinker is there.
I mean, if you do want to whack them, you can just use force.
That's what I probably would have done.
Okay, do that
Okay.
then.
Just because I'm
Well,
less
try and
elegant.
work them out first, and then
I'm just going to try and hit them anyway.
Go on. Force.
Fail anyway.
No.
I'm kind of going, open, damn you.
Dude, whoa, no. Whoa. Yeah,
We've
no,
come
dude,
so
no.
far.
Yeah, I'm just like, dude, no, whoa, what are you doing?
We're from the movies.
Yeah, these-
not like that.
These have definitely been locked from the inside, you think?
That's what I say. They've definitely been locked from the inside.
Okay, well, I'll just I'll take like the pry bar or whatever Lucas has been using. I'm like, have you even ever broken in anywhere? And I'll try and insert it between the two doors and like give it some proper leverage in the right direction. I'll try a force.
Yep.
Try and force it.
Yes.
Yep, one success.
Nice. Okay. Okay, so you're just gonna use in brute strength for
Yeah,
this?
just gonna literally just gonna break it.
Cool. Yeah, so you sort of pulling at it, and maybe Lucas is like, weakened it just a small amount. But you,
Nope.
you
Deep
Like-
down, I'm
baby.
like, oh, they open outwards.
Pure Frederick. No question.
Yeah, I've been trying to shut the
Yeah,
door
no
inwards, and
subtlety.
actually they move outwards.
and you use like debris that's down there to sort of like lever it a bit, and yeah, they pop open outwards rather than inwards. That's where Lucas is going wrong.
Yep.
Yeah, but you managed to get inside, and it's dark in here, and you realize you're in a storeroom. There are really dusty boxes and things, but there are no lights on in this room. It just looks like boxes and stuff.
Are there any footprints in the dust on the floor? Is there anything disturbed recently, like children-sized footprints, maybe?
Yeah, let's just do a quick investigation.
Two successes.
Yeah. So while you can't determine sizes, it definitely looks like things have come through here before, like recently. Like there are drag marks and footsteps and footprints and things in this dust. So this definitely seems to be some sort of entrance exit for someone within this facility.
Yeah, definitely. Somebody's been here before us. I think we need to be very careful.
Okay. I'm going to sneak across to the opposite door and try and like just crack it open a little bit and have a look out into the corridor space.
Yeah. And so I'm going to use the extra success there to say that you managed to get through, open the door just a crack. And what you see is a lady maybe in her mid-30s with a flashlight, sort of just looks like she's sort of patrolling the corridor. So she's walking towards you or towards this door, and then she's going to go up. So yeah, where you were standing, there's a corridor up, and there's also a corridor to the right. She's walking from the right to the left.
Okay, so I just like pull the door back too, and like hold it. Don't like slam it shut. Just pull it back too, and like watch the crack under the door to watch her torchlight come past, and watch for when it goes away again.
Yep, and that'll be easy enough to do. I'm using the other success. So yeah, she starts. You sort of hear the footsteps getting louder as they go past the door, and then further away, and the light from her flashlight gets duller under the door, and you feel that she's wherever she was going, she's moved on from where you are.
Okay, I beckon to the gang, and I like start pushing the door open a little more, and just like checking, just kind of until I can stick my head out and like check both ways, kind of have a good look, see if anyone's out here.
Nothing. There doesn't seem to be anyone out here. It is dark, so there are no lights turned on here in the actual corridor itself. But as you look up, there is a door to the right on the corridor, and there is like a blue light coming from underneath the door that just ever so slightly illuminates that bit of the corridor, but not enough for anything to see. But you can, because it's so dark, you can see this like small blue light underneath.
I just sort of go and like point at it, like, what's that? And I'm just like, I'll start making my way towards it.
Light.
Yeah, I'll start making my way towards it.
We're gonna creep now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, as you start making your way towards the door, it vanishes.
Okay, that's weird. Great.
When is a door and not a door?
What?
And as you go back down the corridor, back to where the storeroom was, you can see that the door is actually on that bit of the corridor with the blue light underneath it.
What? Oh, did we get
And then when you
turned
look at
round?
the storeroom, there's no door on the storeroom anymore.
Okay, this is really weird.
This is uncomfortably strange.
What if we, like, maybe we can do some... I wonder if there's a kitchen. Maybe we can do breadcrumbs or something just to make sure that we're not going crazy.
No, do you not remember the policeman?
Oh yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I don't think we're
I know
going
that.
crazy, dude. I go for the blue underlit door
Okay.
quickly before it disappears on us again.
Just piece again.
And
Well,
it's still there when
in
you
the
get
door.
to it. However, you see as you're going past these doors, like they sort of come in and out of existence as you go past them. Sometimes they're there and you look again and they're not, and then you look again and they're there again. Sort of
Whoa.
starting to doubt what you're seeing is actually.
Yeah, I battle vertigo.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes like you'll look back at the corridor that you swore went off to one way and actually it goes off the other way. And then there's a set of stairs that were definitely not there and then they're gone again.
Yeah, I stop looking at that stuff and just go for the one door.
Okay. Okay, so you get to the door and there's a light underneath it, and you also notice that there is a window in that door. Well, as soon as you reach it, that wasn't there before because there was no light coming out of it. But as soon as you get close enough to the door, there's this window which has blue light coming out of it, and you can see inside there that there is a lady standing in the middle of a room there are two sort of upstanding sort of vertical pods which seem to have wires coming out of them and two figures inside of them. You can see that the lady has her back to you and it sort of seems to be calculating something. And within the room, you can see these sort of tears, these rips in reality, and a tear opens and you can see that room again, but it looks different. It's a different color, or there's someone in there, or it rips again and it's just fire because it doesn't actually exist there anymore. And you see all these different like rips and things happening around this power that's going around, going through the tubes and through the figures within these pods. The lady seems completely oblivious to it. She seems very focused on what she's looking at on the computer. But yeah, that is what you see in this control room.
I just gotta go, guys, you are not gonna believe this.
And we are coming towards what is the confrontation
Mhm.
part of this. So at this point, I want, before you go charging in there, you need to come up with a plan.
Okay.
What you are going to do, what you hope to achieve, and how you are going to achieve that as a group. With the knowledge of what the clues that you found out, what do you think is happening, what do you want to happen, and what each of you going to do to complete that. And then we'll start rolling some dice and doing some role playing for it. So yeah, please discuss with yourselves before.
Well, I think my theory is that it could be the children in the pods that are being used to power these rips in reality, and it's aging them. And so I think we need to disconnect these pods to break that circuit. Hopefully rescue the children before they get aged into old age. So that's one thing.
With the pods, Anjuli, can we what can we make out of the pods? Do they look like they have the strap restraints that would have kind of caused the bruising? Okay.
Yeah, so they look like, and because you can sort of, they're both at the side, so you can sort of see that there looks to be some sort of metal bit down the back of them that would be where the spine is, and there seem to be all these wires coming out of this metal bit in the back of where the spine would be, that are all connected to these big wires that are then running into this big computer that the lady is so intent on looking at.
I mean, I'm pretty much convinced that I've got no idea what's going on, but they're clearly preying on vulnerable people, and that girl had a bad enough life before these people came in and made it worse. So I just want to destroy those pods, and I don't really care about anything other
Okay,
than
well,
just making sure that no one else suffers that.
I'll burst in there and cut them free, and I'll like take a butterfly knife out of my pocket and do that like whip thing where I open the blade.
Yeah.
Okay, so Frederick, your plan is to
bust in and
free
cut
the kids.
bust in and cut the kids free.
I'm going to throw a whole load of stuff into these rifts and see if things like going through these rifts that aren't supposed to be there, maybe you can
plan would be to try and
understand
the circuit to see where's.
Oh no!
Oh
no!
Abruptly, the
Linda's been sucked into a rift.
She's disappeared. Did she ever exist?
Terrible time.
There's just always the four of us, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Here we go.
There we go.
Linda went into a rift.
You.
Phew.
Alternate reality. Yeah, I want to try and see if I can understand the circuitry to work out how I can
like sort of a hack
disconnect it without.
Actually, I might try and distract.
Yeah.
I've kind of got a couple of things in mind. One is I'm thinking I can always get new CDs. I probably have a bunch of CDs left I could throw into these rifts just to see what happens. But I'm also interested to maybe just, and I don't know if Jessica would be interested in this, try and get some answers about what's going on and just interrogate this woman. And
yeah, I was wondering whether we could, or whether we could incite an evil monologue.
Yeah, exactly that. That's exactly what I was thinking.
As a method of distraction.
Yeah.
Give Frederick and Linda a little bit of an extra moment.
Okay, so maybe I don't burst in, maybe I sneak in.
Yeah.
Cool.
And if you can get her talking, then I can make my way around and we can get them free while she's talking. Then how do we get out is the question.
And then
hopefully the doors will stop messing around if we actually stabilize this thing.
Okay. And we just run for it.
Sure.
Yeah, I think at that point it's probably like a bit of a fisticuffs, knock her over and run moment.
We need a vase.
Yeah. Keyboard off her computer.
Right. Exactly. Oh, it's going to be USB. It'll be PS2 possibly even, probably USB.
So I have Frederick doing a sneak. I have Linda doing a tinker.
Well, I want to investigate and then see where I can tinker.
Yeah. And then I have the distraction / monologuing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun for me.
I think Lucas and Jessica will probably one of them will assist the other in doing.
Yes, so that will be either. Yeah, so I think it's going to be 2 roles. So probably charm and maybe just contact. Maybe to get attention first, and then.
Okay.
So like a distraction would be like the contact, like "Oi, you," and then the charm would be to get her talking.
Right. I get 5 in contact.
I get
4 in charm.
7 in contact and 8 in charm. Because that what Jessica do. She don't do no body things.
Okay, no, I can't add up. It's actually 6 in contact, and in charm I get 5. So
cool.
Contact probably makes sense for me to do that one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I will tell you that this is extremely difficult, extended trouble. The lady in there is hell bent on what she is doing. So you, as a group, need 12 successes in order to pull this off completely, to save the children from the pods, to hack the system, and to get these alternate reality rifts from appearing anymore. Just so you're aware. And we'll count them up as we go.
Cool.
Yeah, so for anyone watching and who doesn't understand this sort of part of it, this is at the end of the mystery, you have the confrontation with the big bad. And when you make your plan, you then have to get X amount of successes in order to fully get the plan out as you wanted. However, if you don't get all of those successes, it doesn't mean automatic fail. It just means that there are certain bits that won't go as planned, and there will be consequences for your fails, which may or may not happen, which is very exciting. So let us go then. So first of all, we're going to, so Lucas and Jessica, you're going in with the distraction straight away?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So would Lucas, you're doing the contact, would you like to roll?
Sure, let's do it.
First? So you open the door to this this control room, and the lights in here are flashing bright colors, and you can see all these rifts now, and you just sort of keep your distance from them a little bit, not sure how they're going to react when you're getting too close to them.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Go on.
Yeah, sort of get to in between the pods, and sort of near where the lady is standing, but not too close. Would you like to roll first to see how?
Well, no, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, and then we'll see how well I do it. And I'll probably in things from the flood, does re-rolling you keep your successes, or do you re-roll everything when you push? Do we know?
I don't know.
I think you can keep definitely know in Tails you can keep your successes. And you can take extra conditions
you can push
the
a successful roll to.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, to effectively buy more successes. Well, that's what we're going to do.
You re-roll all dice not showing sixes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want to kind of start looking fairly confident and basically just sort of give the air that I think this place is cool, and that I approve and that I want to know more. But we shall see what happens. That was 0 successes. So we will do a reroll. That was 1 success.
1 success. Okay, so what are you doing to get her attention, distract her from the computer that she is at with your 1 success?
I've got my headphones on. They would be in-ear headphones actually, because we're in the sort of mid-90s. I'm just going to take one off and crank the volume up really loud. So it's actually a bit too loud for me, but hopefully she'll hear it. And like, oh, this place is rocking. This is really cool.
She turns to you really slowly. And you can see that she has like very long sort of grayed hair. Her skin looks very leathery, very wrinkled. But you can see in her eyes that she's actually not that old. She's maybe in her like 40s, which I mean, when you're a teenager is ancient.
Yeah.
But in real life, it's fine. I'm nearly 40, I'm panicking.
Yeah, just rub it in that you're nearly 40, thanks.
But you can see on her hands, I think as she turns, she's got these tattoos that look like numbers and equations and formulas that she seems to have written like all over herself. And she just turns and she's got like crazy eyes. And
those tattoos are really rocking. And I kind of hold up my hand, and I've probably got something I've done on my own hand in biro, and kind of worked a pin in because my dad won't let me go and get the real thing.
Oh. And who are you? Perfect timing, actually. These ones are nearly worn out.
I'm pretty worn out myself. I'm quite tired. I'm not going to be much use. What are you doing? It's really cool. I'd love to know more.
I bet you would. You seem nosy.
I just appreciate a good gig.
Jessica, have you come in with him? Or you?
Yeah, I'm just
Inside-
behind him. Yeah.
And what about your friend? You don't look
She
so
knows where it's
tired.
at.
So, I'll stand there and I'll go, well, he's not really my friend. Might have followed him in here. You might have called him, I think the term is meat shield. Acceptable losses.
At that point, I'm going to
She
take a
smiled
great
at
big sidestep.
Yeah. Meat shield, acceptable losses. You have to look after yourself when you're getting into dangerous situations. You've got to look after number one, really.
I couldn't agree more.
And so Jessica's shame is I can't help but feel that I matter more than other people. So I want to kind of use this to help me get at least one success in the effort of trying to give off an air of like can't help but look after number one, but maybe prepared to learn from an expert sort of thing. And lean into that, as obviously this lady is doing something terrible, nefarious, but also exceptional, and she's going to lean on that, and also look, I have meat shields. I'm not that stupid, kind of with her to maybe incite this monologue, this thing from her. If we
Okay, roll for me some charm then and see how much monologue I have to try and make up on the spot.
Charm.
76.
Cool.
I would like to push that roll. So I get one success.
Yeah.
So what would I be rolling here? I would be rolling, that would be 3, 5, 4. I'd be re-rolling 4 dice because I would have only had 6 there.
Yeah.
I get one more success, so that's 2 successes.
Excellent.
And how do you think I've used my shame in a way to grant me one more success there?
Yeah, I'll allow that.
Maybe. So that would be
Yep.
3 successes in this situation.
Perfect.
As Jessica just throws her friend under the bus and is like, "Teach me,
Teach
oh
me your
Jedi,
way."
teach me, Sith Lord of whatever she is."
And she looks at you. Yes, you do seem smarter than the other one with the biro on his hand. I'm not really sure how you got in here, but he will definitely be useful to the experiment. You see, I'm afraid I have almost run out of the lives of these young children. I thought they would
I've
last
got to
longer.
tell you, I'm pretty terrible with machines.
It's okay, you'll be asleep. Yes, I think I'm worried about his mind. He doesn't seem to have a lot of it to begin with, but he will do.
And like
Maybe
behind
he
her
can help
back
me find the lab.
doing that sort of waving her hand at like, "Come on, she's not going to do to Fred and Linda. Hurry up, sort of thing. As she's like, "Find a lab? Is this not good enough?"
Oh no, I lost my lab back in the 80s. I thought I took it with me, but instead of jumping through time as I had hoped, I appeared to tear a rip in a reality and ended up somewhere else. And my lab ended up in another place, and I've been searching for it for 10, 15 years. 10 years.
That why the
Yeah.
policeman disappeared?
Again, not really my concern.
No,
the lab is
just
what is most important. But yes,
just-
I imagine my jumping through reality may have upset the balance of things here a little. Can't be helped, but once I have my lab back, I can fix all of that. Unfortunately, as you can see, I've worn these children out a little bit. They're coming to their end, and they have not yet found the lab, but I think they're close. I think these two, well, at least one of them, at least, is nearly there. I can sense it in my mind. And as she's saying this, Frederick, what are you doing?
Okay, so as she's launching into this, monologue, Frederick kind of, when the door starts to swing shut behind Jesse and Lucas, Frederick just sort of catches it on like one edge of his like toe bung Doc Martin, kind of ducks low with his butterfly knife kind of clutched in his hand, slips through the door to one side and starts making his way around the caskets, the like coffins, and at each one,
In the pods.
Sure, pods, the pods. Yeah, makes his way to each pod, and as he gets to, he will like just like raise the knife, just like insert it down the cuff, and just like slit the try and kind of slit the restraints. And start getting the kids out.
So I need to do a sneak first.
Sure.
And then you can do a force to sort of get them out of this machine.
Sure. I will try a sneak. I get nothing for sneak. So I'm going to try and push that and re-roll it. So I think being scared is pretty reasonable for that. So I will definitely do that. Still 0 successes. So yeah, fail out the gate.
Again.
Can you? I thought you could only do one, but sure, I will. If I can, I will.
In extended trouble, yeah.
Okay, I will continue.
You can go all out and become broken, but
you could take a scar, right?
Yes. Okay, let's keep. Okay, 3 successes that time. 3 hits on that one. So yeah, I'm taking scared and upset because well,
because you're both scared and upset
for sure. And for the force check, I would like to use my butterfly knife, which is my iconic item, to get +2 to that. And well, we'll see how it goes. Go. Okay, so that is 2 successes in total, and I would also like to use my shame. My shame is that I could have made something of myself, but I basically threw it away. And in this scenario, maybe it's too late for me, but it's not too late for these other kids. So yeah, I could have made something on myself and I ruined it, but I will, I'm kind of seeking a kind of weird proxy redemption by making sure it's not too late for them to make something of themselves.
Yeah, I will give you that extra success for that.
Then that's 3 successes.
It is.
For me.
You are at 10 successes now, so you only need 2 to.
No pressure.
Everything. No pressure. Come on, Linda. No pressure.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so I'm coming in behind Frederick. What I want to do is comprehend what's going on here. This is something that we've never seen before. These energy being sucked from children and used to distort reality. I want to try and understand what's going on before I do anything else.
Okay, so investigate.
So is that yeah?
Yeah, so investigate, I think, or comprehend, either, whichever one you would prefer.
Well, I'll take a success from investigate. Yeah.
So,
Okay, so
both you and Frederick sort of sneak in, and you can see like Frederick is there, just like pew, 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 pew. The first time he like tries it, it slips. You see him start sweating a little bit. He sort of looks at you, and you're like, on, and then he does it again and it slips again, and you're like, you can do it. And then he's like, yeah, I can. Pew, pew, pew. And you start seeing him sort of pulling these bits of metal out of the backs of these kids. And as you're watching that, you're watching what the lights are doing, and you're watching how the wires connect along this spine and where they connect to. And you see that the lady, her back is sort of turned to you and Frederick now, and she's fully focused on whatever it is that her and Jessica are talking about. And you see that everything goes towards this main computer that seems to have some calculations on the screen. It seems to be doing something like almost automatically. It's searching for something. It's some way it's communicating with the children in these pods through these wires, and that's what you comprehend. So what would you like to do?
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and calculate what I need to do to this computer and to restore our reality and bring back the people who've been displaced. So what I want to do is find a reset, or whatever combination of energies and patterns and lights will bring back the people who are missing and restore the children.
Okay, I want you to either do Tinker or Program.
Okay, I'll go for Tinker. Yeah, I'll go. Well, I'll go for Calculate. I think this is like a mathematics problem. This is
yeah,
what
you're
Linda's
sort of trying to understand.
Yeah. So 2 successes. So I've seen a pattern. I'm going for it, and I'm going to go to the computer and shove my hands on it, press the buttons, and take a gamble that what I'm going to do is going to bring everything back to normal.
Excellent. Okay, so as you are sitting there typing, you're watching the lady talk to Jessica, and she seems to be getting more and more animated and sort of really into like showing off how like brilliant she is and how she's going to create this amazing time travel machine. As soon as she gets her lab back, it's going to like change everything, because she's going to be able to go back and stop the floods and things like that. But Jessica, you also get a little bit of like megalomania that if she gets this lab back, she's definitely not going to help anyone but herself. She thinks that she's righteous, and she doesn't see that what she's doing to these kids is cool, because the end goal for her is what's important.
Mm-hmm.
And she's getting more and more animated, and Linda's sitting there tapping away, like working out the calculations. And as you sort of hit the enter button for this final like formula that that you can see happening, the lights go off on these pods, and these kids, while still restrained.
That was spooky.
Yeah, your lights went off. Woo. The lights go off, and then the lid is.
Yeah, that was really...
They sort of slump forward. They're still in the restraints within the pod, but the lights from these tubes go off completely, and they look to have been disconnected. And as they get disconnected, the lady, she sort of turns round to you, and she's, what have you done? What have you done? And as she's like running towards you, you start to see her sort of break apart and glitch out. And just as she's about to get you and grab your throat, she flips out of existence, like she was never there. And
whoa.
Yeah. Whoa.
Indeed.
So, yeah. That's that. You got 13. 13 successes on the 12. I was really worried that you wouldn't get the 12. But yeah, so you accomplished what you came there to do. The woman has vanished. You can only assume that because she has been skipping through time so much, she sort of broke herself apart a bit. The kids that are in the pods, you can see they are breathing. You check on them, they are breathing. And you look through one of the windows, and you can see a girl in there sort of crying, sobbing in the corner. She's obviously unaware of everything that's gone on. She just knows that her friends have been tied up onto these machines, but they are sort of unconscious and will need like carrying out of this facility. But you can do that. And as you leave, Officer Eric is outside waiting for you. And he quickly calls in police and an ambulance to come and pick up the children. So I would like to just do, because we've got sort of 5 minutes, maybe just do an aftermath sort of scene. Just we'll say it's like a week later, so it's the next weekend. I want to know what each of you are getting up to after having witnessed this thing. Where are you? What's going on? How has your teen changed in any way, and how so? So anyone can go. Who would like to go first?
I don't know. Maybe we see Jessica, and she's talking with her teacher, her English language teacher, who she is like her anchor, her mentor kind of thing. And she's like, "Yeah, but would it really be bad if I changed to doing like theoretical sciences? Is that a hard thing to transfer into? I mean, it looks like it's a good thing. And attitudes are changing so much right now about women in sciences. You see Scully on the X-Files all the time. And there's probably a moment where the teacher's like, but you've no head for science. Why are you doing that? Stick with English language. You could do a good, and that kind of thing where maybe Jessica has been like, yeah, could I do that kind of stuff? Could I be that powerful a person? And the mentor just sort of just talking her down into reality kind of thing.
How about you write a nice book?
Yeah, how about you make a story out of this? How about you do that kind of thing?
Excellent.
That's Jessica.
Perfect. Frederick, what about you?
Okay, so we find Frederick leaning against a brick wall, kind of smoking a cigarette. Looking kind of pensive, looking like he's probably about to, get up to some kind of trouble. He's kind of looking around, and like a younger kid, maybe, 13, 14, kind of comes around the corner. They spy each other. The kid kind of beckons to him, and Frederick like takes a drag off the cigarette and like throws it, like grinds it out on the wall. And drops it, and then follows the kid round the corner, and kind of reaching into his pocket. But what he pulls out of the pocket is a slightly dented old silver chrome-plated whistle. And as he comes round, the camera follows him and the other kid, and you see that the brick wall that he was leaned up against is the back of a changing block out next to the school's soccer fields, and that the kind of younger teams, Frederick's old school team, is kind of coming out of the changing rooms ready to train. And Frederick, with the other kid, jogs out onto the field to join them.
Redemption! Yes. Yay! Linda, how about you?
Well, so I've realised I've been drifting for too long. I blew out my exams because it just didn't seem any point doing them. But after this, I think. I know I can do it. I'm my confidence back, and I've also realised it's not Frederick I have a crush on. It's Jessica, and that's my secret shame. But maybe it's time that I ask her to the prom and ask her to meet my mum and dad, and maybe I'll get that reconnection with them if they can see that I've got my life back on track.
Oh, love! Yay!
Jessica's not a nice lady.
Definitely gonna be.
You can do better.
Totally do better than Jessica.
And Lucas.
Lucas has heard that there is a movie of Spawn that's going to happen. and he's convinced that it's going to be the best movie to ever have graced the screen. He's also completely paranoid that the soundtrack is going to be completely wrong. So he has decided that he's going to work his butt off, try and get as much money together, and try just somehow to get involved in the project so that he can influence the soundtrack of the film, so that it's not a travesty, and his beloved comic book can have the rocking music that it deserves, because the film's going to just be amazing.
I've not
The
seen
film
it,
is
but I got that.
Soundtrack's good.
Yay! Well, that is Things from the Flood. Finished for today. We did it. Yay!
Very good. That was awesome and amazing yet again. Sorry I was a little late on some of the graphics. My group kept on messaging me about things for our next stream. We're going to be doing Tales from the Loop. So,
Cool.
so yeah. But very good. Thank you, everyone, for participating and making this happen. I know we had a couple last-minute additions, and I really appreciate people stepping up and being a part of the session and making Free League Showcase what it has become this weekend. And I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, Doug, has anybody
Thanks, Doug.
had the opportunity to say thank you for doing the Free League Showcase? It's really been an awesome weekend.
Oh, thank you.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Really loved watching all the interviews and everything you've been up to.
Yeah,
all the
thank you.
stuff.
Very cool.
Thank you for doing it, Doug.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
you
my pleasure.
basically- You've been on pretty much everything, and I know you probably had about half an hour of sleep for the last 3 days.
I don't sleep very much in general, so that's pretty typical. But it's been fun, and I love, since we can't do conventions, and I can't get to converse and connect with people physically. This is the next best thing, and I'm so glad that Free League has given me the opportunity to do this and connect with such wonderful people as you and everybody else that's been on. So thank you very much. So
Thank you. Yay.
Thank you, Anjuli.
Thanks very
Oh,
much.
yes,
thank
thank you
Yay.
very much.
Brilliant
Very
GM.
much.
Really
Yes,
great job.
very
Well,
good.
I love this system, so I'm happy to do this whenever and do
So
some other
much.
ones maybe as well. Yay.
So much fun. So, all right, that is going to do it for this session. We'll be back in about a half hour with Tales with Tales from the Loop. Our friends the machines.
Awesome.
I like that one. I've done that one.
That's a
It's
really
good.
good one.
So
Yeah,
We'll,
that'll be
we'll
awesome.
see you in a little bit. Be safe and be well. We'll see you.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao.